We live.
All right, welcome. We're gonna give the chat about let's say like 5 minutes to come in it. All right, let me pull this screen up so I can see what's going on in the background. Yeah, we switching it up today a little bit. It's gonna be a little different team, but don't worry, we got a good show coming. All right, let me turn this down. I see. Yeah. We got Amanique, Mama Max. Walk on your way. Water cooking a pot. Big Mama Max in the building. Everything I read. True Light. Hey, what's up, True Light? Walk on. Ty Dominique to see you there. Walk on. All right, here we go. I'm gonna do this here. Yeah, we're gonna switch it up just a little bit. Trying to keep Q&A Sundays a little fresh for everybody. We're just gonna keep, maybe like 2-3 minutes, let everybody come in the team, and then we'll kick it off. I do got a special announcement to make, so I said I'm gonna just let a few people come in the building. Very critical update regarding LJ. So yeah, I mean, it's the reason why I'm up here. So I just want to wait for a few people to come in and team announce the team. Got some unfortunate breaking news for everybody. NYC Evolved 88. Wagwan. I hope y'all having a good Sunday, because where I'm at least, it's definitely hot. Man had to come and turn the AC on one time. All right, so we got about 10 in the team. I'm gonna let a few more people come in. I know this is a little bit later than they usually do the Q&A Sunday, but we here. It's about 5 p.m. on the East Coast time. Yes, this around dinner time. Some of y'all will probably be cooking in the background. I know some of y'all watching NFL Sunday. You lot like football? All right, so let me see how long we've been on. Yeah, about 2 minutes. Yeah, so it's still gonna be Q&A Sunday. Like I said, we just got to give y'all an update about LJ. But yeah, we still gonna have Q&A Sunday. All right, we see Sal's HQ. We see in the building another SMD Premium member. Wagwan. Yeah. In NYC Evolve. Yeah, Sals. I hope all is well with him. I'm gonna put it out in a second. But yeah, I hope everybody been enjoying the Sunday for whatnot. Everybody had a good weekend. You come true a little tired, time to listen to LJ for your rest up for the work week. All right, so yeah, as y'all see, I'm running the team today. We're gonna do a Q&A Sunday. Obviously it would have been LJ doing the team, but we have some unfortunate news. You see, LJ, he was out and about making a run for his girlfriend late last night. She asked him to go get some goat milk around, I guess, 1 a.m. his time. All right, so my man's LJ, he was making this run, and I guess coming out the store or whatever, I guess my man's, he got mugged. He got mugged by 2 albino kangaroos. They take his wallet, his truck, and yeah, my man, unfortunate thing. So yeah, he asked me to come in and run the team. Yeah, true story, isn't it? Ross Clot. All right, but now we just want to switch it up a little bit today. So without any other delay, we got LJ, aka the debt-free motivational speaker. He is
I
not
was
here to
like,
sell you anything.
I was like, I don't even know where he's going with that story. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? Something wrong? What happened?
We got the debt-free motivational speaker, 100% debt-free. SavingsMinusDebt.com is the website. You also got the Savings Minus Debt Shopify stores where you get your SMD shirts. Yeah, you wear them shirts, you will be looked at as a weirdo because you're an alien. Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we got LJ. Y'all know LJ's been doing this SMD thing on YouTube for what, like 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, it's been about that it's more like 4 or 5, really, because I started right after I quit. So I quit in 2016. So right then I started.
Okay, yeah. So you got about like 5 years under your belt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so
that's when I started the YouTube thing. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Because I know first you had what was it? Food. What was it like? Food ain't my
food ain't my daddy. Food ain't my daddy and debt ain't my daddy before we turned it into Savings Minus Debt. It was called Food Ain't My Daddy. I started with Food Ain't My Daddy, getting in shape and stuff, and then I went on to Debt Ain't My Daddy.
Okay, yeah. Because I remember even I would, after you watch so many videos of someone on YouTube, all type of other videos come. So it's like, the whole the whole SMD team. And hey, it was one person in the damn chat that went for the team. I'm gonna need. That was a true. It was Dominique. She said she thought that was a true story.
No, I didn't even know. Like I said, I didn't even know where you were going with that. I was like, what?
Hey, 1, LJ said, I ain't losing to no kangaroos, and 2, I don't drink goat milk. Yeah, let's get it right. But yes, all right. So we went from the whole debt, the whole food team, and debt ain't my daddy. So what was it like? Something in you that was just urging you, like, to somehow, some way, to come to YouTube? Like, you had to do something and come on YouTube. What was it? Just calling you?
When I started experiencing how good it felt to be debt free, I just had to. I don't know, something inside of me at that point wanted to share it with the world. I'm like, more people need to know about this. So that's what kept driving me to YouTube. And I picked YouTube because it's the biggest stage on the internet, and everybody can access it for free.
Right. Yeah, it's like you can really just get yourself out there. I mean, we all know many people then just came out of nowhere and blew up off YouTube, like you said, because it's just the best way to market yourself for free. Yeah, so I was just wondering, if it was a certain team that was just telling you, hey, I got some type of gifts and I just gotta put them out there.
Yeah, that's what it was. Just the feeling of freedom. Feeling how it truly felt to be free. That's what was the driver to get me to saying I must help other people.
Oh, okay. And see, that's cool, because even coming from, like you said, the food team, that helps people. And
then for sure. That's why I started there, because I wanted to show people that you could be 50 and have a 6-pack. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to believe what the TV's telling you. You don't have to believe none of that.
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, I mean, I felt that was helping people, and then you transition. But see, like I said, when you watch so many of his videos on YouTube, you'll still see some of these fitness videos come.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of tangles in, because you got people that care about their time, freedom, and all that. They usually care about their health as well. So y'all can see this is not somebody who's fronting and just coming on the team and saying some foolery.
Just saying this stuff without doing it. Yeah, everything I'm telling you guys about, I did and still doing.
Yeah, man. All right, so you came up with the whole SMD concept first, and then it was later on you just said, look, I got it, instead of just holding on to it myself, because you could have did that, and that could have just been your lifestyle, but you decided to run with it, turn it into I call it a lifestyle.
Well, helping people that's always been in me all my life. It's been like that. Every job I had, being an engineer, I would always help people, so that, people that didn't know as much as me, and I would help them to make them not feel stupid for not knowing something, because people just are intimidated by computers. And if you could help people like that. So I was always in just helping people. So when I discovered this freedom, man, I don't know, man, something inside of me, I say it's the universe, but I just followed it. And what it really means is belief in myself. That's what it really means.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, and I think a lot of us got that in us. We just it's just by nature you do enjoy helping people.
True.
You know, because I hear you always say, "What would it be if you could help men do something for free?" You know, that you love, and you know, I think for a lot of us, that is it. You know, just we do enjoy helping people out.
Yeah.
And I see Andre Biswa, Mr. International Minded. He's in the chat, and he says something. It's along the lines of, you know, how can you serve other people? Right. That's something that he definitely talks about behind the scenes. So yeah, I'm just, you know, bringing it all back together. Mm-hmm. I see we got Gimmies and Moores in a team. We got Kirk. Yeah, you just had him on. AJ, A. Kirkland Dorsey. He's in here. One. Alonzo. That's he was an advisor. You was interviewing him. You know, he came on at least.
Yeah, I remember that. I appreciate him doing that. That was cool. I like.
And I enjoyed you coming on. Just listening to that stream, also, Alonzo. That was cool. Big ups for coming on. Enough respects. All right, so one of the things I never asked you, mm-hmm. even though we know before you lived in, what was it, like Seattle, yeah?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, so when you living in Seattle. That's West Coast. Now you're over here in South Carolina. Mm-hmm. So what was it scary for you to move to South Carolina without like having let's just say like a guaranteed salary or income coming in, and then on top of that, like I said, you moving thousands of miles away from Seattle to South Carolina. Mm-hmm. Probably don't know anybody that live over there. Mm-hmm. No,
except the woman I'm with.
Yeah, now that wasn't scary?
It's not scary when you have no debt. It's not scary. Like I had no debt and belief in myself. So like the best way I can describe, once you have full belief in yourself, there's nothing to be scared of no more. So that wasn't really scary, but I already knew when I came here, I was here because of her, but not only because of her, I wanted to get to some sun. I live in a beautiful city. It's a vacation city. I mean, everything I've always wanted. So it's not scary to me.
And once you move to like an area, because I'm over here in LA, so it's like once you live in an area where it's kind of sunny year round, the lowest it might get is like 70s. Yeah. You get so spoiled in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love the sun, man. I go out and walk in it. People think the sun is bad. They're wrong. That's not true. The sun is good. The sun is good.
Yeah, we get our vitamin D naturally. Yeah,
for sure. You think they're gonna put that in a pill, and the pill's gonna be better than what you see in the sky? That's not true. That is not true.
Yeah, one of my Caribbean brothers me work out with. Yeah, he was just telling me his doctor told him he's deficient in vitamin D. I'm like, how is that? It don't make no sense, but
right.
Yeah, we spoil. I see we got Robert Shavi. He came in the team. He said, "Good afternoon, everyone." I believe he's somewhere in the DMV. I like when he be coming on too. Big up, Robert. All right, so another one that I would definitely want to ask you, because we've heard the story about you quitting work about like a year after you became debt free.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know you definitely told us like, hey, it's pretty much a mindset where I ain't going to take no foolery from none of them men at a job. But I definitely still want to know, why didn't you decide to just stay at work for a while and just save up? For example, like if you say you was making up to 160K salary annually, maybe 4 or 5 years, you would have had a good chunk, almost completely pay off a good house. So I just want to know, like, why didn't you decide to stay at work once you became completely debt free? Yeah. Well, why? When you became debt free, why didn't you decide to just stay and just work and stack up money?
That's a good question. Okay, so as soon as I got debt free, you got to remember I was still used to the 40-hour work week, right? Just Monday through Friday, weekends off, blah blah blah, right? But once I became debt free, everything changed because now I own the time of my life. It was different because when I was in debt, I didn't own the time of my life. I didn't know what that felt like at all until I did it. And then once I did it, I started feeling like the best way I can describe it, a caged animal, right? That I can be let out at lunchtime, but I must be back in an hour. Because I remember when I was in the debt matrix, I would go to lunch and I would always say to myself, man, it would be nice if I could just go home from here, right? Go home. Millions of people say that, right? I started feeling like that more and more and more. And then I started thinking about the time I was sitting in traffic to go to work, to go to a place that I didn't want to go to. And then I knew I had to do the same when leaving work. And I had to repeat that cycle over and over and over again. And it got to the point to where I just couldn't take that. I couldn't do it.
All right. So I do know you said, I think you said like you left one job at like 120K salary, and then you went to the next one. They upped the team by about 40K.
Right.
So you're telling me that even, moving up to more salary, higher salaries, none of that salaries could compare to just the joy of having your freedom, your time.
That move was very important along my journey, because this is what it showed me, right? When I left that first job, I was making about 110 or something, like, right? And then I got this, as soon as I quit that job, this other place called me, and then they said, we'll pay you 160. Now, I never in my life got a $50,000 increase on moving job. That had never happened to me ever, right? But it was further away, and it was still in a building. So I had to spend longer in traffic to get there. If it didn't rain in Seattle, if it didn't rain, it was even longer than that. Sit in the building for 8 hours and then come back in the traffic every single day. It showed me that it was showing me that the money didn't matter. It was time that mattered. So then when I quit a month later, they just couldn't believe it. They were like, wow, you quit $160,000 a year job. They said, what are you going to do? You know what I said? I don't know. That's what I said.
Yeah, okay. So, like, somebody sitting back, looking at it from the outside, because, you got some people, they ain't never had a 6-figure salary annually. But then, like I say, even looking at you, where it's like, damn, okay, he could just save most of his money because he has very low, living expenses, no debt, and he could just save most of the money. But it's I guess...
That year that I didn't have debt and I still worked, I saved more money in 1 year than I had my entire life. In my entire life. Then I said to myself, I can be cool off this money. And then I quit.
Yeah, so I was going at, like, the average person, they wouldn't really be able to grasp how you could do that. Especially like us looking at it on the outside. Somebody that's never made... Some people aren't even, so you have some people that haven't even made half that as a salary. So I guess people just wouldn't really be able to grasp how you would be able to do that. As far as just walk away from the money.
The long story short of that, you have to believe in yourself, else you can't do it. When I quit my job, I believed in myself that I was going to do something greater or whatever, right? There's no guarantee of it. I just believed in myself.
Oh yeah. See, look, Monique. Yeah, she said his job thought he was going through a crisis. Yeah, they said LJ was smoking hard rock cocaine. That's what they told me.
No, friends, not the job, just friends. Thought I was going on drugs and all this stuff. When I sold my stuff, moved in with my sister. What's wrong with him? I was like, man, I didn't know there were debt slaves back then because I was just recovering from one. So I didn't really know that at the time. But now when I think back about all the people that were saying that, those are just debt slaves. That's it.
Yeah. It's like I said, nobody else would really be able to see. And I know people that would call you stupid. Right. Like, oh, he got out of debt, but now now he ain't got no income, so he gonna go right back into debt. Yeah, people would call you stupid, or it would be like, all right, you built the house, now you're not even taking an opportunity to live in it.
Well, but I said, if somebody said that though, I would say, do you have student loans? And they say yes. I'd say that's why you think it's stupid.
Exactly. I say I guess it's just one of them things you can never truly understand the feeling unless you just had to go through
You
it.
have to
Yeah.
do it. Yeah, you have to do it.
Yeah, man. Hey, I see Nicer. She fell in the building. So Wagwan Nicer. So Wagwan. Yeah. So NYC says, so you basically retired?
No, I'll never retire. I
Yeah.
love what I do. I'll never retire.
Yeah, yeah. That's I was just about to take the words out your mouth. He didn't retire. It's just more so he transitioned from doing something that he had to do to now he's doing what he wants to do.
Correct.
And
What I love,
once
most
again,
important, what I love to do.
yeah, man, yeah, something that he loves to do. And we actually touched on this when a few of us behind the scenes on the SMD we read this book. It's a Japanese concept, ikigai. When you do something you're doing something that you love to do, you don't retire.
Right.
Yeah, so now he didn't retire. Actually, this is really his beginning. It
Yeah.
allowed him to start. Yeah, Amonique, she just said it. He is retired from IT, but not from working. Definitely
And see, I
correct.
don't even consider this work. See,
That's why you go like
my
3 and 4
whole word
hours.
structure is
Yeah,
totally different. Words, I use different words than most people.
yeah. That's how we end up on here for like over 3 hours sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And all right, so kind of piggybacking off of the whole work thing. So do you still like keep basically in the mix, in the loop of everything that's going on within IT? Because you did oh no, okay,
Virtualization.
virtualization,
Mm-hmm. I
hypervisors,
don't
and
want
all
to
that
know
stuff.
anything about that stuff. I don't care. I don't want to know. I don't know. I don't want to know anything. I'll pay somebody to know that stuff now.
Yeah, you said you let the skills just erode away. The tools are rusty.
You know what? It's I don't even need them. That was just a tool to get me here. Now it's like now I'm just taking off that and give it to somebody else now that want to be in IT and do all that stuff. I just strongly suggest you do it debt free so they don't abuse you. Because believe it or not, those IT guys, people are impressed by those IT guys and their salaries, but they don't know those guys are financially abused, bad.
Yeah, you be talking about how like some of those guys they basically work on call, yeah, or work on call, or just on salary. So
That's why they pay for their cell phone so they can call them anytime they want. They don't know
yeah,
that though. They don't know that.
um,
I didn't know that. I sure didn't know that. But today I wouldn't even allow that to happen. That would not. See, that's why I can't have a regular job in IT because I wouldn't allow that to happen.
yeah, and it's funny now we talking about the whole IT team. I seen somebody who he comes around to SMD, but he's one of them that's still in debt. But I seen he had did an interview on one of these tech channels. So he was just talking about how it was. I guess he like travels and programs, but yeah, and he like I say he comes around SMD a lot. But yeah, I guess it ain't as people just think of an IT job or you a programmer. Oh, you make money.
Right.
It don't matter what you make if you ain't. It matters how much is going out in it.
Correct. Plus most of the IT guys they get their salaries, but they don't know with that phone they own 24 hours of their life. So they pay them 40 hours. They pay them a salary, right, for 40 hours a week or whatever it is, right? But they don't really they don't know that they own 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. They don't even know that with that phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I had a friend. He specialized in like networks, but yeah, I mean, I remember he would just always be checking the email as well. And it's like anytime he did have to open up that computer after work, it was definitely job related.
I remember
So
doing
now,
all that. I remember doing all that. Yeah.
yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, Monique, she says, yeah, they are stressed out too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. And so to further piggyback, even off that question, so whether it be in IT, any type of IT job, what salary would it take to get you to commit to a full-time job in IT right now?
They couldn't pay me enough. They couldn't pay me enough. I said $1 million a year. Okay, yeah, I want $1 million. And then if they said, okay, we'll give you $1 million, I'll say I want $2 million. And if they said $2 million, I said I want $5 million.
All right, spot. So so it basically sounds.
Especially if it was a big one, though. If it was a big one, they would say, "Well, why do you want $5 million?" I would say, "Because you guys are making billions. That's nothing for you. That's why I want that much money."
All right, so yeah, you see, you're not even trying to be on the goddamn.
I would never go back. I don't want to go back.
I just say he's not trying to be on the court. He's trying to sit in a own box up top.
Yeah, I ain't going back to that. Right? I wouldn't fit back in though. I wouldn't fit back in because they do expect you. When you get to the higher level, they expect you to be in this 24-hour rotation every few months. It counts on how big your team is, but what that means is that a whole week you can be called at any time during that week. But the problem is with that phone, they still call you anytime outside that week if you're really good.
Oh, damn. I didn't even think about it like that. So you got to be kind of like a B average. You know what I mean? So you ain't the number one person that they call.
You could still be that person, but I would never. If I wasn't on call, I would never bring my phone home because there would be no reason for me to bring it home. Why would I bring that phone home at 5 o'clock if I'm not on call? There's no reason. I would leave my laptop and my phone at work because there would be absolutely no reason for me to bring it home. None.
Damn. So I just thought about because you're saying you wouldn't fit in a workplace, and now you're saying I wouldn't bring the phone, the laptop, all that. Mm-hmm. You see, you wouldn't be how we basically what they would call a good team player. It's like you probably wouldn't fit on the team.
Right. Okay. Yeah, team player means work for free. No, I don't do that. Nope, I don't do that.
Yeah. And see, all your anybody that's on the same level as you, your colleagues, it's like they would pretty much look at you, hey, is he lazy or does he think that he's better than us? Because last time I checked, we all got the same position, but he ain't acting like it.
But you know what, Hyphy, though? I guarantee if you work for the right company, they would know that you're different. They would know that you stand out. They would especially like billion-dollar companies, they would have to, because they need people like that understand this, right? So they need these kind of people in their company. Obviously, it has to be there, right? They would know that you're not like the other debt slaves that have to be there. They would know. And you know how they would know? By when they ran your credit report. That's how they'd know. Because you notice like IT jobs, they are now running their credit reports. So if I applied for a job right now and they ran mine, they would clearly see at 51 years old, I have no debt. They would obviously know that I know. They would obviously, by default, they'd be like, damn, he ain't got no debt. So obviously he knows. So he must be going to walk in here telling us his salary, not a salary according to some chart they put on the table. I would walk into a job and say, this is what I want. If you ain't paying it, I ain't working here.
Yeah. So instead of you walking into a job, hoping you get the job.
Yeah.
Y'all come in negotiating.
Oh, yeah. It's totally different, man. An interview, when you're debt free, an interview is totally different. Totally different. They can feel the energy is different. They can feel it because you ask different questions too. Way different questions.
Yeah, I see a wealthy firefighter. He's fell into the building. Wagwan. His there's a comment above. He said, I was speaking to a guy who worked for Microsoft, and he said they work him from sun up to sundown, and he's salary, so he doesn't get compensated for the extra hours he works.
Correct. Now, this is what's crazy, though. This is what's crazy. He doesn't have to do that. The job is not making him do that. He can say, no, you're not paying me for that. No, you're paying me for this much, not 24 hours of my life. You're paying me for that. But since he's in debt, he's obvious, because remember, only debt slaves work for free. So since he's in debt, he's doing that, working extra hours for free. Only debt slaves do that.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, just now that you brought that up, I'll probably come back and elaborate on another time, but I just said this. I know a couple around my age that's actually just got a divorce,
Mm.
and it's because of that. One of them is on just a salary, but he didn't. They did not know that he was going to be not only away from home but working all those goddamn hours.
Mm. Mm.
So I'm like, yeah, I'll bring that one up another time
Yeah,
though.
yeah. But the job is business. If they can get more out of you and pay you less, that's what they're gonna do. It ain't the business's fault. It's the person's fault.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because I think about all that stuff. Nobody is forcing you to do it. It's you sign up for all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
They
I
don't
see.
know they have options.
Yeah, Amanique. She says my cousin is in IT and she's a slave. Yeah, Amanique, you got cousins that you going on trips with that slaves? Yeah. I think I'll be in the background listening. Yeah, man. Wealthy firefighter. He says I had to take my work email off my phone. Damn, it got that bad, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy to merge your personal phone with your work phone. That's time. So I'm gonna call it time suicide.
Yeah, that's
They're gonna be
crazy.
stealing all your time for free, getting it for free.
And I be hearing these stories where let's say if you work for a certain company, they'll I think they'll pretty much like pay your whole car payment or like most of it, majority of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be like, damn, okay, now obviously you would say what that means. As long as it takes you to pay off that car, you guaranteed to be at that company. They got you tied down. Or
Correct.
if you did decide to leave or got fired or whatever,
Well,
you obligated to a car you might not even like.
Well, you got to remember too. You got to remember, businesses know how debt slaves think, right? So, if they paid, say, like they said, we'll pay your car note if you work here, blah blah blah. So instead of debt slaves saving that money, they will believe they have more money at the end of the month because they don't have a car note. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so now, not only are they trapped with the job because they cannot afford the car without the job's help because they went out and got deeper in debt. Now the job owns them through that car.
Yeah, it's like it's a smoke and mirrors type of trap. They just gave you a few layers because you couldn't see the end game.
Yeah,
Because
and they're not even tricking them. You got to see how you said smoke and mirrors, hyphy. They're not tricking
yeah,
them. They're not doing anything that's behind their back or tricking them. No, it's them.
yeah, because I just think about it. Like I've heard you say, for example, if you buy a car from the car lot, they tell we're going to give you free oil change. It's not. It's really not free. Trust me, it's not free.
No,
So it's just like the same thing. If they're going to pay for this vehicle for you, you might think, oh, I'm getting it paid. Nah, you paying for it. You just don't
it's just
see it.
business. It's just business. Whatever. Ain't nothing free. If you believe something, if you believe your oil, who's changing your oil? Some people, right? Yeah. Okay. Are they doing it for free? No. Then it ain't free for you. See, it's just business. It's crazy. But if you believe it, hey, whatever. You're probably financing the car if you believe that.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. That's I mean, you can say yeah, they sign up for it themselves. Um, okay, Monique, Mama Mac, she says, okay, exactly, hyphy. They want to go with me. Oh yeah, yeah, your cousins. Yeah, she's taking her cousins to Greece with her next year. Mike 86. I believe he's kind of new around the community, but he says, great info. I'm working on my budget to get out of this debt. I will make a consultation soon. Glad I found this channel. Mike, I'm gonna just tell you from my experience, like yeah, right now, you gotta do a budget and all that, but once you become debt free, for you, it won't be no such thing as a budget anymore.
Correct. Yeah.
You would just, y'all know what I mean? Your finances, you would just live the way you live because it'll just become habit not to spend your money on stuff that's unnecessary or, to put yourself in any position to where you get back in debt to where you got to get on this tight budget all over again. That'll never happen if you really learn the right lessons.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
also,
man.
Mike, I'm gonna just be straight up with you, man. You don't know what you're looking for. If you've been in debt all your life and you're talking about You're going to go do a budget now, and you're going to do something, and then you're going to make a consultation. I'm just telling you, you're going the long way, and you don't know what you're looking for, because I'm going to just tell you right now, you can't see negative numbers psychologically. Okay, I promise you. That's so. You could save yourself a few steps and just come see me. I can just put it on a piece of paper, and then you just follow the yellow brick road, and that's it. But if you want to go the long way, you can. But I'm just telling you, you're just wasting your time. All right.
Peace to the debt-free gods and goddesses. Hell upon us. The Greek surgeon is in the building. Wagwan. I see Gabriel just coming in too. He says, just got home. Okay. Gabriel was out there on goddamn Miami Beach. Listen to the Messiah. Yeah. All right. See, Gabriel, he out there living his good life also. Yeah, man. Yeah, Mike, you know, like I said, I know you're new around the team, but yeah, just sit back, soak it up. You got to go through a phase. You'll probably have a day where you just decide to start binge watching videos and stuff. You'll see what we're talking about. It's just a feeling that'll come also. You'll hear us, but then it'll really start manifesting, and you know, it's a feeling also. You'll get it.
Well, I tell people this. So once they really realize that they're a slave, they're not going to, you know, if you woke up every day and you just listen to what I'm saying and you're in the negative, and you woke up every morning, you woke up to brush your teeth, you look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm a slave, and say it every single day, it might kick in. Because once you truly understand this, you're going to do anything and everything to get out of debt the fastest way you possibly can. The fastest.
Oh yeah. And yeah, one last thing on that whole job thing. So now I remember when, I was like 18. Now I worked in this industrial area, you know, first job. Mm-hmm. And there was this other job over there. It was actually Bank of America. They called it Countrywide. But I remember, I guess a lot of people that worked at the job I worked at, they had all applied there because it was a better pay. But most of those people, they got turned down because they credit. But see, I really didn't know about credit at 18. So I'm like, now it's coming back to me. Oh, okay, damn, they was running credit checks on people back then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, debt slaves don't know. That's your credit report. They just think it has something to do with a credit score. That's why they're so focused on credit score, right? They don't know the important part is in the body of the credit report. That's the important part. That will tell you everything you need to know about, I'm not going to say everything, about 95% of a person can be told by their personal credit report. Mm-hmm. They don't know that, though.
Yeah, Monique, Mama Mac, she says, she's referring to, we was talking about just you really just falling into it, the whole SMD lifestyle. She says it will kick in. Mm-hmm. That's right. And then that's AJ. He says, yeah, taste that sweet nectar of debt free. Yeah, AJ, it tastes just like chitlins, right? Yeah. All right, so tell me, like, what did you do, like, once you became debt free? Like, what was your like celebration? Because I know that's something that like you really planned this out and everything, and it would took you a while to probably just like really focus on it and achieve that goal. So, like, what was your personal celebration to yourself just for achieving that goal? Like, what did you do?
It's not immediate. Even though when I paid off the last, like my student loans was my last debt, right? When I paid it off, it felt great, right? But you got to remember, until I paid that debt off, I didn't know I was a slave until I paid the debt off. So it had to be a while to kick in that I was no debt, you know. I had to get used to my checks being deposited in my account and staying there, right? I had to go through the phase of like, how come it's not going out to every car payments, you know, all this stuff that you programmed into, right? All these due dates and stuff like that. I had to get used to that being gone, right? So I really started getting used to not getting up for work, feeling bad because I heard everybody else going to work and I wasn't. I had to get over that stupid nonsense. It was just I had to break the program. And it took me about a year to actually break the 40-hour work week, holidays off, extended weekends, to really feel debt free, to really celebrate. And then that's when I celebrate. I think me and my girl went out to the Space Needle or something and really celebrated it.
Okay, yeah, nice. 'Cause, like I said, I'm just looking at it. People always talk about getting graduating from uni, getting married, buying their first house. To some people, these are just huge life accomplishments. But for you, this is one also. It's just way different.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a huge accomplishment, and this ain't. Like I said, this ain't financing a house. This ain't getting married, knowing you're gonna get divorced 10 months later. Like this is a for real team, yeah.
Well, it's owning myself. I own myself now. That's it. That's what it really is. I own myself. People don't like your credit report. They don't know that's an owner's ledger. They don't know that they're slaves, and they don't even know who they're owned by. They don't know they can just log into their credit report and see who owns them, but they don't because they're so focused on the credit score. See what I'm saying? They don't, but that's on purpose. That's business. That's just it. It is what it is.
Right. Yeah. No, I just had to think about it and see. Yeah, and I've heard of it.
When you own yourself, Hyphy, you wouldn't date a person that doesn't own themselves, right? I mean, take somebody serious, right?
Oh no, yeah,
yeah. That's not even an option. So you won't even have to worry about that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. If you think I'm gonna take you serious, hey, right. You're a fool to believe me if I tell you otherwise.
Exactly. It would never happen ever.
Nah, man. So let me see. If you was sorry, let's say how would your life be if let's say around age 25 or so? Because we didn't seen a few youngins come in. Gabriel was like what 19, I believe. If you got this
19 for the last 5 years.
Yeah. You ain't aging,
about 27
Gabriel.
now.
that debt free keeping them younger. If you was around that age, or even like mid 20s, do you think that the women would have been attracted to you if you would have had this SMD mindset moving forward?
Yes, they would most definitely would have, because they would have known I was different than everybody else, every other 90% of the men. Because once I own myself, and this is after the fact, I control sex. It doesn't control me. It's different.
Right.
It's way different when you own the time in your life. Now I control sex. It doesn't control me like that at all.
Yeah, see that's something you just will not experience until you get to where LJ is.
My life would at 25 and be able to control sex. I would have been honest with every woman I was with. Hey, are we going to start a relationship? Nope, we're not. No. You going to see other people? Yes. I don't want you to think it's going to change. Yeah, especially if they're debt slaves. Yet no, we'll never be anything. So if you want, I would give the woman the choice. If you mess with me, I want you to clearly understand that especially a woman with like $100,000 in student loan debt, I'd be like, hey, we're not going to be anything more, even if we have sex. I'm just say that right now. I'm going to give you your choice. And if you decide to see me, you understand what it is. I'd be just like that. So you don't have to be some pimp player. You don't have to be none of that. Just be honest with yourself. Period.
All right, let's clap it up. We got NYC Evolve 88 coming true with the $4.99 super chat. Yeah, $4.99 super chat in the building. That's NYC Evolve 88. Just got the thumbs up and he's laughing. Yeah, big ups. Much respect to the super chat in the building. $4.99. Yeah, I could get about 1 gallon of gas with that. Much appreciated. Yeah. All right, so we was okay, yeah, I was just talking about how things would be if you had found out about just was living an SMB lifestyle much better at a younger age.
It'd be very different. I wouldn't have had no debt. Now I think if I was 25 now, of course I would have to have a job because you have to work, you have to do something to earn money. But my only goal would be to stay out of debt. I'd probably get a mortgage, but only the best mortgage, and my only goal would be to pay that house off. And then I'd be good. No debt with a paid off house. I just eliminated my largest expense for the rest of my life. I'd be really good.
Mm-hmm. And then you could talk about, appreciation and stuff because you would actually own. Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, that's a lot different.
That's the only investment. Debt slaves don't know, especially when you're young. That's the best investment than anything that you see. A paid off house. No rent or mortgage for the rest of your life, starting at 25, 30. Oh, man. There's nothing paying that. Nothing.
Okay, Gabriel said, "Don't get me wrong, I still act like a normal young adult, just living different. Yeah, when it comes to freedom. Yeah, hey, hang on to it, Gabriel.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on, just hold on to it. I tell you, it's just a great, like, it's a feeling that, especially at your age, because you probably got friends that's about to start signing themselves up for, debt one way or another, financing cars and stuff, especially when they start graduating college. So, just hold on to your feeling. That's why I be telling you got to stay around SMD because, yeah, around your age, not gonna be many of y'all out there.
Right. Not at that young age, man.
Yeah,
Young dudes
man.
are about one thing, and that's about women. If you can get it, if you can control that, I swear to God, if you can not trying to control it, you control it. When you walk in a room, women will notice that you're different. They will notice that you're different. Your energy will be different. It won't be like every other dude. It just won't be like that. I'm not saying that you're not going to be attracted to her if she's got a nice body and stuff like that. You just look at the woman different. It's not like, oh yeah, I just want to, you're just not like that. You're just like, oh, okay, well, it's nice, all right, but that's that. Because if I don't have her mind, why bother looking at the body? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, especially when it's something you just know it's not going to be
Yeah, why
a
would I?
long time or permanent, attachment. It's no strings attached.
Right. If we're not connected mentally, why would I bother looking at her body? It just makes no sense to me. So why bother looking at it?
I see that. That's the thing. You might be where I'm at. All right, because I be thinking I'm tripping because nobody else be seeing at least understanding what I'm saying.
Right.
You like sometimes, and I drive. Because it's a lot of women walking around and stuff. I'm by the beach. I don't even look no more.
Right. Now, don't get me wrong. I appreciate a good one, but I'm looking, and I'm going to just tell you the truth. When I walk around, I mean, I'm with somebody now. I'm just saying I pay attention, okay? And I know when to stop looking. Okay, let's just put it this way. When you look, sometimes the women that are attracted, they look longer than they normally would look at a person. You just got to pay attention to that. It's like an extra long. Now, it's not too long, but if I see that, I just stop looking because I don't want that connection to be made. So I stop.
Yeah, you just killing any opportunity for anything that ain't supposed to come about to come about. That's smart. Yeah.
I'm glad I got this knowledge as an older man because I probably would have abused it a little bit being young.
I know what you mean.
See what I'm saying?
It's like it's too easy.
I would have abused it. I would have. I mean,
it's just too easy.
Too easy. Yeah. Too easy. That's too easy.
Iman Perry just came into the building. Wagwan said LJ is spitting that game. Yeah, man.
Don't use these powers for bad, young man. Don't use these powers for evil, okay? You can't do that. Just be honest and be good. You'll be good. You just be honest.
All right, so LJ, every once in a while you be throwing out these guest appearances you be making on other channels and stuff. Mm-hmm. From what a lot of us have seen, boy, it be turned into a shit show. A lot. It'd be a lot of mess going,
Yeah.
So, when you be like going on these shows, one thing that I know a lot of people, they love to bring up for, I don't know, whatever reason, is like so important. They like to talk about, what is his, like what assets does he have? Or, what is his net worth? Mm-hmm. Stuff like that, which, really should be nobody's business. I mean, at least like speaking over the internet, really ain't nobody's business. But, do you feel like that is something that's going to possibly hold you back as far as like moving forward with connecting to certain people?
No, because I'll start to. This is what I do, because I know how debt slaves think. This is what I always say when they ask about my assets. That's none of your business. I don't talk about that. Right? If I say that enough, they'll start to say, this is what debt slaves will do. They'll start to say, the reason why he's not talking about it because he must have millions and millions of dollars and he don't want to talk about it. They start to make you rich because they don't know what rich is. So every time, but that doesn't bother me. I just say I don't talk about that because I don't want them focused on what they've been taught in the program. They think because somebody has a nice car, a nice studio, a nice whatever, they associate with money. But if I keep that off of their brain, they can't associate their brains with that. So they have to stay focused on me.
Mm-hmm. And you've been, real transparent with us. You've been following the channel along.
Mm-hmm.
You've been hella transparent, and like you don't live a flashy lifestyle and all that. So do you feel stuff like that might prevent other people from believing in your message that you delivering to the people?
No, I just think it's pointless to flash money at slaves that have no money. It just makes no sense to attract that kind of attention. I don't want to. Why would you say you have a lot of money to debt slaves that have no money? That just doesn't make any sense. So there's no purpose in doing that. I would not want to. I mean, I like Elon Musk, but I wouldn't want to know. I wouldn't want everybody to know I make billions of dollars. That means he can't walk in the park by himself anymore, right? He can't just go have a drink at outside a Starbucks and have a coffee without being bothered. I wouldn't want that. I don't want that.
Yeah, it just like kind of takes away from your peace because like you said, you're always being bothered and stuff.
Correct. Can you imagine? That's when I see those guys, I imagine the things they missed. Being able to sit in the park by themselves and not be bothered. Walk down the sidewalk and just window shop without being bothered. They can't do any of that. You know how much they probably miss that? I don't want none of that.
Mm-hmm. And see, I've noticed, for example, when a lot of these people, they come, anybody got like celebrity status, when they come to LA, they really don't come to LA. They might go to places like Woodland Hills, Burbank. These are places like 30, 40 miles outside of LA. They still want to, they might want to be a little bit close to go to like maybe, wherever they got to go handle their business, but they don't want to be so caught up in, like you said, just the lifestyle. That's them trying to take their break so they actually could have some peace.
Well, see, and plus, if they're smart, people that are famous, if they are not, like when we look, this is how I look at them. Like when I see Will Smith, I like Will Smith, right? I grew up with him, but I only know Will Smith LLC.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So I don't know Will Smith, so I understand the difference. And if Will knows, and I'm assuming this, Will probably knows not to let himself become Will LLC, Will Smith LLC, right? Because that would be a mistake. Because once Will Smith LLC is done with, then you got to figure out who you really are if you make yourself become that person. But hopefully, anyway, when I would see them, if I ever saw him in the street, I would be sure to, I wouldn't say, hey, Will, hey, what's happening? I would kind of like, in a way to say, okay, I know you're Will, but I don't know Will Smith, So I'd be like, I'd probably wave or something, but I wouldn't run up to him and just bother him because I only know Will Smith LLC. And maybe that day he's out there and maybe he's Will Smith and he's not Will Smith LLC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, but unfortunately, when he's out in public, he has to always be Will Smith LLC because he can't be mean. He can't say, hey, I don't want to be bothered today. He can't do that. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, you're always your brand.
Correct.
Andre Bliswell, he had made a comment. He said, $1 is more than most. That was a comment referring to, we was talking about net worths and assets and stuff. And y'all just like really think about that. $1 is more than most because most not even at zero.
Well, think about it even deeper than that, Hyphy. No currency exists for debt slaves. Nothing. So forget the $1. Just forget even about the $1. Nothing exists for them. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no currency, houses, car, nothing. They don't know that though.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but very true.
Mm-hmm. It's deep, man. It's deep. This is most definitely a gift and a superpower for sure.
So how does somebody, because you saying you highest salary that you're ever making, you had the Lexus, you had the high rise, you keep yourself in shape. good-looking gentlemen, women, and all that stuff. So how does one with all that stuff going on? Oh, one
not
woman.
women,
Not all
woman.
right. Yeah.
Let's
Even
get
at
that
that time,
straight.
what one woman. Even at that time back then, that would be kind of considered the American dream.
The high valued man.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So somebody in that position, like how does one even begin to think or feel something is wrong with their life, really? As you saying, like not LJ LLC, like the real LJ. Like how does that feeling develop? As far as like, hey, my finances are not in order, but I'm
Yeah,
living
yeah, I know what
this
you're
life.
saying, man. And that's the only thing I can't really explain. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember coming home one day, and I lived by myself at this time, and I lived in this fancy high-rise apartment, right? And I remember walking in the door because you enter the kitchen. You enter the kitchen first. I still remember the day. I remember everything, the weather, everything, right? And I remember looking at my apartment and just realizing something was wrong. It just when I drove into the underground garage and the gate opens and all this other stuff, and then I go up the elevator to my place, something was wrong. I just couldn't put my finger on it. But at that time, I just couldn't figure out what was wrong, right? Uh, and then, to be honest, the bank is who woke me up. The bank woke me up to something was wrong. The bank did it.
And how was that?
Uh, One day I was going to get a loan. Now I've always had good credit, good salary, good job, years on the job, blah blah blah. So I never got turned down by loans, but this time I did. Because I apply for the loan, hang up the phone, and just wait for them to call me back and say, "Hey, Mr. Young, you're approved," and blah blah blah, right? But this time they said no, and I was like, "What?" They said, "Well, your DTI, your debt to income ratio is too high." I was like, oh, because I didn't really know what that was back then. Even making I was six-figure college educated smart engineer, I didn't know what DTI was, right? So I started looking it up, and they said basically when you owe this much debt and you only make this much money per year, right? That's what that means, right? But then after I read the bank's explanation of DTI, I said, wait a minute, well, wait a minute. Following the credit rules is what got me in this much debt. By getting all these loans and making all these payments is what got me in that deep of debt. But now today you're telling me no? I said, that doesn't make sense. That's what woke me up.
So you're saying they probably allowed you to hang yourself just enough. They squeezed enough out of you to have you locked in, but they didn't want to let you get just a little too much debt to where you would have realized, hey, I can't do this. Let me just take the easy way out, go bankrupt.
Well, by telling me no, they already know they had squeezed me for pretty much everything I had, right? That's what no means. Like when a bank denies people loans, that they're doing them a favor by saying no. They think it's a bad thing when the bank denies them. The bank is basically saying, no, you have no more money. No.
Yeah, I just find it so funny when that happens. The bank tells you no, and that same person they'll just go try to find somebody to co-sign.
Yeah, and the person will co-sign for a person that the bank told them no. It's like, hey man, I need a co-signer. Why? The bank told me no. The bank got more money than me. You think I'm gonna say yes? No, the bank got billions, and then they sign up and do it. That's bananas.
So the bank wants to stop one person from getting in trouble, but
Correct.
you want it so much, now you're about to get two people in trouble.
Yeah.
Because if the bank told you no, it's a reason they told you no.
Well, that's why they have to co-signer because they're gonna check the co-signer, make sure they got some money. So when they know when this person's gonna default on the loan, because they know they're gonna default on the car loan, they're gonna stop making payments, and then they just go right after the person with money. That's the purpose of a cosigner. Somebody that's going to take responsibility when this person stops making the payments.
Yeah, and, I remember in the past, you getting up in the morning, you see all them damn court shows come on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and so is so and so
Yeah.
because he defaulted on a loan in which he promised to pay, and so was a co-signer. Yeah, that's a
Man, they be going
man.
on TV. You see how the TV networks be abusing debt slaves?
Yeah,
They be
boy.
going on TV talking about their debt. Oh my God. Networks are making so much bread off of debt slaves. Oof. There is no way I'd be on a show over $500. Hell no.
Well, that's a mad team. I see we had Dennis Rodriguez. He just fell in the building. Wagwan. He said someone recently tried to recruit me to the Amway MLM. He definitely tried to appeal to the slave brain. When he okay, yeah. He tried to throw a curveball at you, but nah, you wasn't swinging at that. Yeah.
Multi-level marketing. Brilliant. Whoever invented that is absolutely brilliant.
Gabriel Reyes, he says, I sometimes thank the universe for giving me this freedom that is magical.
That's for sure. Believe that. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like this freedom. Nothing. Owning yourself. Basically, you just own yourself. I own me.
Yeah, man. All right, so LJ, now that you out of let's say you by like 2016, you've been debt free, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
earlier than that, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
2016 is when I quit my job.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's a lot of years that you spend in the workforce and stuff like that. Like you said, working yourself up, higher salary and stuff. Mm-hmm. You ever sit back and wonder, like, where did all the money go from? Like you said, just multiple years, multiple salaries increasing. You ever just sit back and wonder, like, where did all that money go?
Oh, not anymore. I was a debt slave. I mean, now that I'm free, I just know I was a debt slave. That's where it went. Just went everywhere.
Cars, all types of random stuff.
I can't even count how many cars I financed. I think I financed 2 or 3 homes before. I can't even tell you what kind of mortgages I had on them. I don't even know. Trips, just everything on credit cards. I had multiple credit cards, everything. I had it all, man, all. And what's so crazy is this. This is what debt slaves don't know. When people earn more money and they're in debt, they go higher in the tax bracket, and they can't do anything about it. You can't write off taxes when you're in debt. So the more money you make, the more money they're going to take, and they can't even do anything about it because they're in debt.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Like because a lot of people, they'll be thinking, okay, I got X amount of overtime offered. I'm gonna try to work as much, especially around that holiday time.
Right. That's what they think.
Yeah, but they don't even consider, because most people, they don't even know about tax brackets, meaning you won't even know which tax bracket you in.
Nope.
And you probably really not sitting down with your tax professional.
Of course.
So you're not understanding all this stuff.
They're in debt. They can never understand taxes while they're in debt. They can never understand them. So they hire people that are in debt doing their taxes.
Yeah, that's a mad
like think about those. What's that corner tax place? They always got characters out on the corner trying to get the debt slave.
And it's in the goddamn Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, Statue of Liberty and some cosmic character. Okay, first of all, I would never go to a tax preparer wearing costumes. Let me just say that right now, so I know they're not looking at me. I bet you everybody that works in those places are in debt. Guaranteed, they're in debt.
Yeah, you goddamn. Hey, that's crazy. And see, I'll be looking at. Oh, hold on. We had Michelle Lewis just came in the building. Big ups. Welcome to the stream. We got going on Q&A Sunday. But yeah, hey, for somebody like us, because you always be saying, for example, if you really want to see what a commercial is about, just put it on mute. Mm-hmm. Hey, if you're trying to sell me something like I'm grown, I'm not a debt slave. Show me some respect. You got a goddamn statue of Liberty on the corner dancing. What does the Statue of Liberty have to do with taxes?
Nothing.
And then somebody dancing, spinning the
and Uncle Sam.
Yeah, Uncle Sam. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what does that have to do with taxes? Even if it's even worse, if you go to you see these little local car lots that be everywhere. They have a sign out. They'll say, "We prepare taxes. We file taxes for you. Use the taxes as a down payment."
Oh, they do you guys so dirty, man. I just tell you, I'll be like, you doing taxes at the car place? Oh, because you're just gonna transfer that money into. Oh, got it. Okay, pretty smart. That's pretty smart.
You got the Ross Clot that wash cars also doing the taxes. God damn
Man,
me.
that's a brilliant business. Hey, that's a brilliant business move. Brilliant. That is brilliant.
Yeah, man.
Do your taxes at the car place. Woo.
Yeah, everybody that's come in, please, just show some support to the channel. Hit the like button one time. We definitely appreciate that. Dominique Mama Mike, she said, "Oh God, I'm sure he doesn't want to remember." Yeah. Just where money has just went on dumb expenses and stuff.
It was just dumb. I was a debt slave, so it really, I wouldn't have been having kids. I just wouldn't have did I just wouldn't have did that kind of stuff at 25. Everything would have just been different. There would have been never one time I would have had sex without a protection. Never. I would have never did that. That would have never happened ever. People always think, oh man, it's that one time. No, not when you own yourself. You don't do that. You would never biologically tie yourself to a debt slave. Hell no, you wouldn't. You wouldn't do that.
Yeah, and just being honest with yourself. Once you make that self agreement, just one time.
Yes.
Hey, you'll do it again and again. That's you're just creating bad habits. You're gonna break them goddamn rules. You gotta have a code and you gotta stand by it.
Oh yeah. I was like, when I think about my days in court, I was there because of me. When I was standing in front of a judge and let this judge dictate my finances because I had kids with another woman, I did that to myself because obviously I did that to myself. Or else I wouldn't be there. That wouldn't have happened if I was 25 today. That would never happen. I would have never seen the inside of a courtroom, a family courtroom. Never.
Oh yeah. See, that's accountability. And yeah, I definitely respect that. All right, let me break through to the last super chat that just came in. NYC Evolved 88, I believe that's his second one. He says, "Get you in debt, then do your taxes." Master scheme. Yeah. Hell yeah. How did that even sound? You go into a goddamn used car lot to pay for an overpriced car. You about to get hit with 22-24% interest rate, and they gonna do your taxes for you.
Mm-hmm.
Same day and all. They gonna guarantee. They gonna fight. Look, you try to make a schedule appointment with your tax professional. She might be coming next week, 3 weeks out. They gonna get you in the same day.
Mm-hmm.
That's a mad thing, boy.
The only person that would ever do my taxes is a tax professional who was personally debt free. That's the only person doing my taxes. And I found one too. Found one. Sure did. Better believe that. He gonna get all my tax stuff straight the way I want it. Straight. That's the only way to become wealthy. Your taxes got to be straight.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna know when the IRS sees my taxes, they're gonna know I'm straight. You know why? Because all of it will make mathematical sense. Everything.
Yeah, a comment above that Andre said he hasn't met a tax preparer or a CPA yet that knows what they're really doing.
Right. I got lucky.
Yeah. A comment above Andre's, Gabriel, he says, "I remember going to Times Square and hating the commercials always. They was always there when I went there before COVID." Yeah, man. Then a few more above. Nicer, she says, "The irony of it, though, LJ and Hyphy. Name themselves liberty, but they represent debt.
Mm-hmm.
They represent what the country's really made of." I see how it tie in now.
But I mean, whose fault is that? I don't believe somebody in a costume. They wouldn't. I'd be like, "Hey, why you dressed up like in that costume? You want to do my taxes? Hell no, you ain't doing my taxes. Why? You're in a costume. That's what
yeah, I can't respect. Like, I just be saying like, "Hey, I'm grown. I'm not a kid. Like, you're not trying to." You ain't gonna sell me with a goddamn piece of candy.
What if you're in the hospital? What if you're in the hospital getting ready to have heart surgery, and your doctor comes out in a Superman costume? Wouldn't you be kind of worried? What if he came out and said, "I'm Batman. I'm here to do your heart surgery"? You'd be like, "What? No." See?
Hey, he about to say you with some duct tape and drywall.
Taxes are the same thing. Taxes are the same thing. Just like heart surgery. Sure is. Just like heart surgery.
Monique, Mama Max, she said, okay, yeah. She said, she asked her debt lady, the lady that prepares for taxes if she was debt free. She said, yeah, she's debt free. All right, so she's one of the few that found one of them. So I guess it looked like she would get approved by Andre. It looked like she's possibly one of them. Yeah. All right. And why is okay? Yeah, he's talking about what Mama Max said.
I like
All
these
right.
questions, man. You come up with some good questions. I like them.
Hey, so now because if y'all don't know, like I said, LJ, he been into like the whole fitness thing and all that. He that's not something that he just do for the camera because like what do they call that again when you the Superman?
Oh, calisthenics stuff.
The cow. It's like I don't know how to explain it, but like you could
Body
you
weight,
could
kind of
like
like body weight
yeah
exercises and stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah you could like it's like called like a flag or a Superman. You could like literally hold your body
Oh no, I
sideways
can't
on
do
a
that.
bar.
No, I can't do that.
Oh, okay, yeah,
No,
they be
I can't do
all
that.
that type of
No, I
stuff.
do other stuff with my stomach, but I can't do no flag.
Yeah, but
Oh,
see,
you're talking
it's
about what I did on the bar.
on the bar. I don't know
Oh
exact
yeah,
name
that's not
for
the
it.
flag though. That's different because that's not the flag is sideways. No, I'm on the pull up the dip bars.
Oh, okay, on the
Yeah,
dip
yeah.
bar.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looked like a Superman move with the way I'm doing it on those bars. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, I got it.
and see, it's like people will see that stuff like that. You not coming off the goddamn couch doing stuff like that.
No.
So we can tell this is something that like once again it's just something that you really do full time. That's a serious thing. So being that you in a real good shape, does that boost your confidence? Like how does being in shape boost your confidence? And then did your at least like your dedication to your fitness, did you use that same dedication to your dedication to becoming debt free?
Yeah, it's the reason why it's more important for me because I'm 51 and 51-year-old dudes don't look like me. That's why I really stand out from other 51-year-old dudes, right? Plus, I have no stress. They don't know stress. Stress wears on your body. People don't really understand it because you can't feel stress. You can't touch it. And you can't hold it, but it affects your body. And I have none of that. So it's just a way of life because I know you need your body to walk around on Earth. And if you don't have your body, because I see guys my age, man, a lot of my friends right now dying of heart attacks, all their teeth falling out. They ain't got no teeth. These are my teeth, right? Because I took care of my teeth. I took care of my body. I thank God that I started in my late 20s because I remember my body was getting out of shape in my late 20s. I wouldn't have took my shirt off in public. I was like, I'm way too young to be looking like this. And I never looked back.
All right, we're going to hold that thought for a second because we had another super chat come in. Once again, my brethren, NYC Evolve 88, he says, debt does make the world go round. Debt create work, the work creates slaves. Yeah, man, it's a circle team.
Yeah, but it's a choice. You get to choose to be a slave, and it's totally up to you. That's what I love about the capitalist economies. It's always been a choice. Either you trust the calculator or you don't. That's it.
All right, now somebody actually had a question. Hey, once again, thank you for another super chat, NYC Evolve 888. Enough respect. So he also had a question. He says, LJ, what was the most stressful time in your life if you had to pick?
2008, when the crash happened back then, that was a very stressful time for me because I never experienced from back then I was making about 90,000 a year. And then when 2008 happened, I lost my job and I went from 90,000 a year to unemployment. That was a game changer for me. I went from 90,000 to my monthly car payment back then that I had to live on. That was tough. That was real tough.
And still pay for the car, yeah?
And still pay taxes out of the unemployment. Sure did. That was tough, man. That was real. And had I not been in debt and the whole time I would have had money in the bank in 2008 would have happened, I wouldn't have cared if they tapped me on the shoulder and say, hey, we got to let you go. I'd have been like, all right, see you later. See you when the economy recovers. All right, see you then.
Damn.
You
See, a
wouldn't
lot of
care.
times,
You wouldn't care about what the economy's doing. So what? Whatever.
yeah, like I realize a lot of times when everybody talk about they got stress, health problems, somewhere in there it's always some type of financial problems, a lot of debt.
Yeah, you hear somebody like today, when I hear people drop dead and die, I just don't automatically think just that because of their the way their body is. I think I don't know how stressed the person. You can't tell how stressed the person is, right? Stress plays a key role, and you can't say, "Hey," you'll never hear somebody say, "Oh man, that person died of stress." That never happens, right? But
Mm-hmm.
stress is a major involvement, and debt causes stress. I didn't know that until I got out of debt. That heavy feeling, like payments and all that stuff, that's a program. That's
That's a
all a
monkey on
program.
your back, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I got to zero, it was like, oh God, that was it. You think I'm gonna put that back on my back? I ain't putting that back on. No, sir.
Mm. Damn, and you know what? You just reminded me, LJ. This is about like 3 weeks ago. So I got my mom, her one of her coworkers. Now on the side, he does like some landscaping and stuff. So one day, me and him, we got out at my mom's house. We just did like this annual cleaning that we do, like real good cleaning of the yard, front back. So we did it for like 6 hours, and then we had like a little bit more things that we were supposed to do to the yard.
Mhm.
Well, he had asked me because I guess he was trying to get his credit in shape. So he said he was going to talk to me because I guess my mom had told him, hey, I'll probably talk to him. He can help you out.
Mhm.
Well, that was on one week, and then that was on like a Thursday. I was supposed to meet up with him again on a Tuesday. Sometime now, I did. I grabbed his phone and I subbed him to your channel. So that was like on a Thursday. The next Tuesday, we were supposed to link up.
Uh-huh.
Sometime in between then, he had a stroke and passed away.
Oh wow. How
Yeah,
old
but
was?
yeah,
How old was
about
he?
let's say like 50, yeah, like 55 around that
Oh
age.
man.
So now that you said it, just clicked and across my mind,
Mhm.
like what a heart stroke, like what is that? I don't know if it was a stroke or a heart attack. I probably mixing them
Well,
up.
people your
Yeah,
age and
man.
younger, they automatically think they're going to be my age, but they think they're going to be one day be 50, 51, 52. Being this age, that is not true because I got a lot of friends that didn't make it to my age.
Mm-hmm.
I had a
Yeah,
family
yeah,
member
man.
just pass away just recently. Same age, passed away. Heart attack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like if like older like early '90s hip hop and stuff, they used to always say in songs, it's a hey, I never thought I would be able to make it to see the age of 21. That's a
Mm.
real thing. And so now as you go up in age, yeah, that your chances of living longer and longer, damn near decrease. Yeah, yeah, y'all. That's definitely a true story
Well,
too. I just didn't remember it.
it's usually a 21-year-old saying that because when
Mm-hmm.
you're 21, you don't really understand how young 21 is. You don't know that. But when you get to like 51 and you look back at 21, you're like, God damn, I just started. And I didn't even know I was just starting. 21, you just starting. You don't even know yourself at 21 yet. You don't even know that the main goal, your purpose here is to know yourself. But unless somebody that knows themselves is able to tell a young person, hey, own yourself first, the rest of your life will be good. They don't know that.
Definitely true. Nah,
Mhm.
that's definitely true. Yeah, I just remembered about that whole story, but now you just made me think because I said, all right, whatever his caused him to have the heart attack and stroke. Now he just asked me about getting his credit right and stuff. Was it did he have some type of financial stress? I can't say, but now it is running
Well, he
across my
must have
mind.
mentioned something to your mom. He
Yeah,
must have.
it's for a
So
reason.
yeah,
Yeah,
for a
man.
reason, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
And he probably saw how carefree you were living, stress free. He's probably like, okay, my son, he lives a different kind of way. You might want to talk to him. That's how it usually connects.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, Wayman Brown, he left a comment above. He said, yeah, by 50, most adults have about 12 teeth due to decay. Yeah, man.
Right, right. Yeah, thank God. Me taking care of my teeth, I owe that to my mom. I owe that to my mother. Thank God she was on my ass for taking care of my teeth. Thank God.
Okay, Michelle Lewis, she had she has a question for you. She says, "What LJ? What is a 5-year plan?" Michelle, if you still listening, can you like give like a little bit more detail? Like what are you specifically
You
asking? Like
want
a
me to put
5-year
the
plan
link
on
in
what?
there? You want me to put
Oh
the
yeah, hell
yeah.
yeah. She could drop the
Okay.
team. Yeah,
Let's
man.
put the link there just in case somebody want to jump up and ask a question. There we go.
Yeah,
All right, go
Michelle, you
ahead.
can hit the link and yeah, if you want to come on and just like give a little bit more specifics on the question and give us a little bit more detail so we can better understand what you're asking, just hit that link. Yeah, you definitely welcome up here. Andre, he says, yeah, everyone is their own economy business. Yeah, man.
Correct. Yeah.
Nicer says, I remember '08. The only thing that affected me is I didn't get a pay increase that year. My work ethic and being debt free kept me off the chopping block because a bunch of coworkers got laid off.
Mm. Yeah, that was a rough year, man. That was a rough year for me. And it was only rough because I was in debt. If I wasn't in debt, it wouldn't have been a rough year. I would just been like, oh, I got to get another job, whatever.
Let me see. Okay, yeah, Andre, he was saying he recommends people get a CAC, which is a coronary artery calcium test. So you get like a CAC score, and it's also called coronary calcium scan. Is a test that measures the amount of calcium in the walls of the heart's arteries. Sugar is the main. Yeah, another comment he had left below. He said, "Yeah, sugar is the main problem. The original drug, Sal's HQ." He says, "Yeah, sweets will rot humans' teeth." Yeah, man. And see, I've been like now, cause I still like I make my own goods, but I use like date sugar or coconut sugar.
Oh,
you don't use
that white sugar.
Yeah, not the white, not the brown sugar. We was raised on that from our parents and stuff. The brown sugar, nah, man, that's out the question now. I see a comment from I think say Jemiah 88, how to make money quick. Respectfully, this is not the channel where you're gonna learn how to make money quick. And this
ain't that channel.
No, I'm sorry.
They got thousands of them out there. Thousands.
Yeah, they got thousands of channels that's gonna lie to you, but yeah, I'm sorry that you're not gonna get that type of information here. All right, so Michelle, she said, okay, yeah, she said she can't get on right now, but her question was, what is your 5-year plan?
I don't have a 5-year plan. I have a rest of my life plan. And my plan is to be doing this, changing people's lives. That's my plan. I'll be doing this for the rest of my life. I don't even think in 5 years. I think 5 years is way too small. That was almost like a program. I used to hear 5 years a lot when I was in the debt matrix. Hey, 5-year plan. I'm like, no, what about the rest of my life? That's my plan. Rest of my life. That's my plan. To do something for the rest of my life and love it. I found it. So now I'm building it into a business.
I see. I see right now this is gonna be a little time where I gotta sit back and kind of let you take control of the thing a little bit. So you got Jemiah, he's saying, would you invest in cheap fodder right now or not? It's a one above her comment. Above Michelle's comment.
Would you invest in cheap? I don't know what that is. What is that?
Yeah. So then he has. All right. So because I see he has another comment below. He says, "Yeah, did you see what happened? Something about the stock market, 32% last days." Jemiah. See, like this channel is called SMD, which stands for SavingsMinusDebt. So it does fall into a finance channel. But it's not this is not an investment type channel or any type of increase your income or ask. This is not that type of channel. SMD, which is Saving Minus Debt, it represents helping people get out of debt, becoming debt free. And once you master that, then you could go find whatever resources, other channels maybe, which teaches you about that stuff. But respectfully, this is not the channel. Like for investing and stuff. Then I see a comment above his, someone named Ben Cochrane says thoughts on Bitcoin. I mean, we've had plenty of other streams that then talked about Bitcoin a lot, but once again, this is not a Bitcoin channel as well.
I'll give my thoughts. It doesn't exist. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, man. All right, so that's okay. Yeah, I was saying Michelle. She said she can't get. Oh yeah, you already answered the question, anyways.
Oh, here's one. NYC did a 499
Yeah,
super
yeah.
chat.
I was trying to get to a super chat. Also, it says, yeah, LJ, why do you think you connected with us younger folks? Do you think it's because you told us what some of our parents wasn't able to tell us about debt and finances?
No, I think because you guys are closer to grade school than people my age. You guys still remember doing math in elementary. You guys are still young. You're like, wait a minute, I did that in grade school. You sure did. That's all you need. Just that information right there that you learned in grade school. 1 + 1 = 2. 2 + 2 = 4. Anything below 0 is negative. -1, -2. Oh, okay. So if we go this way in 0, 1, 2, they still remember that. That's why I'm connected with the young people. Like, this shit is easy. Yeah, that's it.
Good answer. And I can just piggyback off your answer. Even though you early 50s, you to me you haven't lost touch of what it was like to be at that age. You definitely give like a lot of examples so you can connect with that crowd, 20s or 30s, stuff like that. So yeah, you haven't lost sense of just what it
feels
means
like
to
yesterday.
be.
That's why.
Yeah, man. You ain't lost that. And that's definitely important too. Because I think your YouTube settings, you could probably check like the average age of your viewers and stuff. Yeah, so we I don't know, it might be 30 something, whatever, but whatever it
I've
is,
never looked at that.
you could, that's in your analytics. But yeah, whatever it is, it's you could definitely, it'll probably be early 30s or something.
I hope so. That's really my goal, because people my age ain't listening to me. Because think about it. If you listen to me at my age, you have to swallow a big red pill, huge, and I don't think a lot of people my age have a mind to handle that kind of red pill. They just don't. They're not strong enough to do that. The majority are not.
Yeah, exactly. I remember seeing you on one of these I think Young Grump show, and it was a brother. He was talking about, I guess he had about a few thousands to pay, but then he had the money in the bank, but he was like, it took me too long to save it. I just can't part ways with that money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can't part ways with it. It's like he don't know it's already gone. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I'm not ignorant to where, you know as well as I know how it must be this way. The majority must be dead slaves, or capitalist economies couldn't exist. They don't know they're the oil to the economy, the capitalist economy engine. Without them, it would cease. It couldn't exist.
Yeah.
So they must believe they can invest in IRAs and retirement and stuff like that while having student loans and mortgages.
Okay, so yeah, and just to clarify, because I see another comment about crypto. I mean, we just said a little bit something about crypto, but yeah, this stream we won't be addressing any more questions or even comments about crypto. So the last thing I was just talking to LJ about was, like I said, just like the health thing, and how you use that as motivation just to carry on. And you use that your dedication as far as they went about becoming debt free. Mm-hmm. So the next question I got for you, because you have talked about how you've been taking care of yourself at 50, staying in shape, eating better, and all that. And a couple months ago you said something about how you was kind of moving away from animal products and all that. Like how was that coming along for you?
I stopped eating beef. I still eat chicken. I like seafood, so I'm still eating that. But I did stop eating beef.
Okay, yeah. So you definitely, just whatever progress you want to make. It seems like
because I just lately I've been looking at like silverback gorillas, elephants. I mean, look at a silverback gorilla. It's huge, and he's a vegetarian. You see what I'm saying? You see how big they are? Elephants. Yeah. They're big and they're vegetarians. It's like, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. You just think about it.
Yeah, man.
So I'm slowly. It's a. I was talking to you about. I was like, hey man, what about that other stuff that tastes like meat? Well, if you're getting off of meat, you don't need nothing else because you're trying to get away from it. Why you want something else to substitute to taste like meat?
Yeah, and then it's just a whole thing. Like you think that you put in something better. Because I just remind people all the time, vegan does not equal healthy.
Right.
just a rule of thumb.
A lot of people believe that too. If you're a vegan, you're healthy. It's just crazy how they believe that. That's
Yeah, I
cool.
mean the term healthy is opinion, is subjective, but just keep that in mind. Whatever your definition of healthy is, vegan does not equate to that.
Right.
Automatically. Yeah. Michelle Lewis, she was giving you your credit in the chat. She has a comment below. It says, "LJ, not true. You were able to convince my 54-year-old husband to pay off the house."
Well, you know what? Congratulations. Congratulations, and I thank you for sharing that with me. Number one, but congratulations to him to have a strong enough mind at this age to accept that he has been doing it wrong, including myself. We were doing it wrong for so long. I mean, to accept that fact is big. So congratulations, man. Especially a paid off house too. You're ahead of millions of people. Millions. Congratulations, for sure.
And okay, she said, yeah, you convinced her husband to pay off the house. Does he listen to the channel by any chance, Michelle? Yeah,
I'm
that's
assuming
something
he
new.
does if he listens to me to pay off the house.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he
So,
does.
yeah. He didn't got this type of knowledge some way, because like I said, he was convinced to do it. So yeah, he must have changed up and started
Right.
doing something. Yeah,
Somebody to do
that's a
that,
big
they
thing.
open their eyes, obviously, to say, oh, damn, I don't own this house. Nope. His eyes opened, and now he's a true homeowner.
Yeah, Andre. He had some comments earlier. He was saying you can't invest when you are in a negative.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. We've covered that like plenty of times on other streams. By the way, I see Nick Penn is fell in the building. Wagwan, pick up yourself. And Andre was also saying investing is not speculation. Learn the difference, and you will succeed.
Ain't that the truth? You
Yeah,
can't be in
man.
debt.
Then he
And
has the.
let me say this real quick, Ivy.
Oh yeah.
For the people that talk about Bitcoin, let me explain something to you when I say Bitcoin doesn't exist. Anybody telling you to invest in Bitcoin, this is what I want you to ask them. Are you making car payments? If they say yes, that's why they're investing in Bitcoin. You ask them, do you got student loan payments? You got student loans? If they say yes, that's why they're investing in Bitcoin. You cannot invest negative dollars into anything. That's why Bitcoin doesn't exist. That's what I mean. For whoever, it counts on who's talking about it. Now, if I invested in Bitcoin, Bitcoin is real for me because I have money to invest in Bitcoin. But if you have student loans, car payments, cell phone payments, mortgage payments, Bitcoin doesn't exist for you because you have no money to invest in Bitcoin. That's what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, and like I said, we've definitely touched on those topics a lot of times because, hey, they definitely kind of get brought up even in here because it's like a finance channel. But yeah, man, you got to become debt free first, and then you could start mastering that type of stuff.
Right. You got to own yourself first. I don't listen to people who don't own themselves. That wouldn't make sense. CNTS. I don't listen to any financial information from a person that doesn't own themselves. That wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Michelle, she was responding when I asked her that, like, did her husband listen to S&D? She says not directly, but okay, she says she plays it loud throughout the
Oh,
house.
wow.
Shit, you never know how she listening. Yeah, hey, he might got the goddamn channel sub to secretly. You just didn't know.
Wow. That is
Something
so
clicked
cool.
in his mind. Yeah.
That is
Something
cool.
clicked in his mind though. Yeah.
Wow. I haven't played through that. Hey, Michelle, when you first started playing it out loud through the house, how did he respond to it at first? Like, why are you playing that so loud? Or who is he? That's what I'm curious about. That's cool. Thank
Okay.
you, though. Tell her, you and your husband, thank you. Thank you very much.
And I see there was a question that we missed above a little bit from Ben last I don't know best up his name, Ben C, but he
This
said,
one?
yeah, if you could go back to 18 or a very young age post school, what would you do differently from a financial perspective?
I would never get in debt. I would never. Okay, number one rule: Never ever finance anything that goes down in value. Ever. Don't ever do that. Now you're probably thinking, wait a minute, that's almost everything. The answer is yes. Yes, everything. Yes. Don't finance none of it. No. And then the only goal is to get a house and pay it off as fast as you can. Don't invest in retirement. Don't invest in all this other stock market and all this other stuff. Get it. You're young enough to get a mortgage because you're young. It's okay. Pay it off as fast as you can, and then you'll be rich for the rest of your life. No, you will, excuse me, you will have no rent or mortgage again for the rest of your life. That's what I would do. Don't be having no kids with debt slaves. Don't be doing none of that.
No, and that's all just, some really good stuff. Damn, things would be a lot different because I'm 34, and now I could just try to take that question myself and answer it. And oh yeah, it's a lot of stuff people could have did different. 16 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, you won't, and I try to tell the young people, you won't have these divorce problems. You won't have these bad breakups because you will never, ever date a person that doesn't own themselves. You would never take them serious. That eliminates 95% of the bad relationships that you would ever have in your life because you just say, I don't date debt slaves. I don't date you. Why? You got $100,000 in student loan debt. That's why. You're making car payments. You're making cell phone. You got the new iPhone 13. Yeah, you making payments? Yeah, we can't date. Why? You're making payments on a cell phone, debt slave. See what I'm saying? You just eliminate all that stuff. Your life is going to be totally different. I can only imagine your dating life, man. I can only imagine it. I can only imagine it.
It's damn near like you already described it basically. Like you said, if you're going to deal with somebody, but they just not there mentally. And like me, I definitely be trying to have conversations when I go. I just throw out little feelers to, see where people at. And especially at, my age, early 30s, I hear a lot of talk about just Robin Hood. That's all I hear about. People investing in stuff. And then as soon as I hear that, I start to, like you said, just trying to pick their brain a little bit just to listen to, like you said, listen for that debt just a little bit. And when you do, it's like, all right, I already know. I'm not about to sit out here and try to, convince you, but I already know where your mind is at. If I throw out some fillers and you don't pick up on them, you're just not going to get it right now.
Right.
And I just know how to deal with you. Plain and simple, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's so crazy. Can you imagine them talking about Robin Hood and Robin Hood phone on Robin Hood app on their phone? They think they're investing. You say, hey, you got student loan debt? And they say, yes. They have no idea they're not investing in anything. Robin Hood's just making bread. That's free money.
Yeah, man. It's just like we was talking about earlier, because I guess the app is free. Is it really free? Because I could tell people how they really get their money, and people would be mad. But I'm just saying, put it like this: is not free. But
free.
Yeah, man. That's all. People talk about that, and I just really try to see what they're about. Michelle, she had further elaborated when we was talking about how her house got paid off. She said her husband she's referring to, he would walk in and look and walk out. Then one day he said, I don't want to be a slave anymore. I'm going to pay off the house. See that right there, slave? I'm just saying, I do wonder. I would definitely like to ask him one day, how did you come to the conclusion that you was a slave?
Right.
What clicked that made that happen?
Right.
Because now that he felt he was a slave, that's what LJ be talking about. Now you can see negative numbers. Okay.
And that's the real gift, the ability to see negative numbers psychologically. That is the answer to all capitalist economies. That's the answer. All right. It's a gift.
Okay. Because she said he's 54. So you know how much pride it take for you to, you 54, you got a house, everything, for you to basically admit you a slave and say it out loud. Yeah.
Imagine if you've been in the house for 20 years. And you wake up and realize that you're not a homeowner until you pay it off. You got to have a strong mind for that. You got to have a very strong mind.
And she followed up saying, okay, she didn't know he was paying attention. We now use the word slave a lot when we are talking about finances and stuff. Okay, yeah. So see, she was just playing the team. He finally caught on. He probably even hated the show at first, but then he just grew to love it once
Right.
he,
I hear that all the time. I hear that.
yeah,
Antoine was even saying it. Remember Antoine in the interview? He was
yeah,
saying that.
yeah, man,
He said, "I didn't
yeah.
like you at first, man. I didn't like you." I was like, "Who you calling a slave?"
I remember the first time when he came on, not even the interview, yes, but the first time he came on, and it was like he was damn near about to pick a fight with you. He's like,
Right.
"Who he calling a slave?"
Right.
And then
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
I
it
remember.
just, yeah, man, I remember that one.
That is hilarious.
And by the way, we dropping the link is in the chat. So if anybody wants to come on, you got whether anything you want to elaborate on what we chatting about, any other questions,
Or
it's
just
definitely
ask me
right
questions,
there.
you know? Yeah.
Just hit the blood clot ting and you come about. Yeah, man, that's some real good commentary. And now that I'm sitting in LJ, and I just tell everybody else, there's going to be we definitely going to do a part 2 to this one because I definitely have like just other stuff to really pick your brain about. So yeah, one day
You got a
definitely
questions
like
already?
yeah, oh yeah, man. But I've been like just thinking about so much more.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Got
Yeah,
it.
so yeah, we definitely going to follow up definitely sometime with like just with a part 2. So I say as I'm just sitting back, is definitely just more even coming to my brain.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Okay, Gabriel. He says. Okay, he was saying he plans to travel the world. Oh yeah, and earlier he said something about he plans to buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, he's gonna do it the right way
Yeah.
because he sees what we talking about, and he at a young age he gonna get it the right way.
Especially at his age. I just wonder what his dating life is gonna be like. It's gonna be different. All his friends are gonna think he's weird. Man, you ain't getting that, man. Nah, man, nah. No.
God, hey Michelle, drop it. He said, I think it was last year when I first reached out and asked you how to convince a alpha male how to manage his finances better, and you said you can't. Then I tried the method, just playing it loud. She just beat him over the head with the Bible.
That was good. That was a good way to do it. You're right, because you can't. Because you got to remember, see, alpha males, there's two types of alpha males. There's in debt alpha males, and there's alpha males that are not in debt. That's me. But you got to remember, in debt alpha males don't know this type of alpha males like me exist. They don't know because they've been in debt all their lives.
Yeah, that's it's like she said alpha male. So I can understand what she's saying. And then sometimes it can be challenging for a man to even try to take advice. They say men they kind of don't even like to admit when they're wrong and all that type of stuff. Don't want to ask for directions, but yeah, she gave his ass a lot of direction, like playing them goddamn streams in the background.
And you know what?
Yeah.
Alpha male is just somebody. Just I own myself. That's it. I know who I am. I own myself. And to the outside world, that seems like alpha. He's just no. I just own me. And debt slaves don't know that's the answer. They don't realize if they just own themselves, their whole person, confidence, everything will change because they will know the majority are slaves, and you don't really care about the opinions of debt slaves. You don't care what they think. You don't care what they say, where they live, what they drive, where they go on vacations. You don't care because they're debt slaves.
Yeah, it just becomes a point where, it is what it is. I guess I could say stereotyping, but I just look at people in two ways, especially when it comes to like lifestyles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's some people who, like, if I hear you bragging about this type of car you got or something, I just understand, I know that you financing it. Right. I just understand that you don't look at finances, period, as a whole. And it's more than just finances, but you don't even look at things the same way I do. So it's like me and you, we never going to be speaking the same language. You get me?
Correct. I mean, think about it, Hyphy. Do you really see? I mean, yeah, we're not blind. We see nice cars, but we don't look at them like that. You know what I'm saying? You might see a nice Ferrari. I mean, I'm sure you in California, you probably see Teslas driving around everywhere like they're cheap and nice, expensive cars. But the majority of those guys are making payments. You can't save gas on a financed electric car. They don't know that. LA's got to be different for you, especially living there. That's just, man.
Yeah, I lived in Alameda, right by Silicon Valley. When Tesla was like first coming about, and I actually had a tour of like the main facility out there. So when that stuff came about, it was just so big, and it's just Tesla heaven out there. And now it's pretty much everywhere. It's
Right.
man. But that's all people chat about. Like I hear people who don't have Teslas. Oh, he lucky. And you don't gotta pay gas. You don't gotta put gas in it. Gas prices is high.
They think that. And so crazy. This is so crazy about people who finance Teslas, though, Hyphy. They will wait an hour to charge their car. They will sit there for an hour. First, they'll wait to get a charging station, and then they'll wait another hour to fill their tank. Like, what if you had to pull up to the gas station with a regular car and they said, hey, our gas is 50 cents a gallon, but it takes an hour to fill your car? Would you stay there? I wouldn't stay there.
That's clap. I mean,
they do that for electric cars. But why? Because the electric car owns them. Because if I buy a Tesla, I'm gonna have a supercharger in my house.
Yeah, man.
You see what I'm saying?
Hey, I might even be charging people to come get the charge.
Hell yeah.
Let me before I even go any further on that, we got another super chat come in. NYC Evolved 88, $1.99 super chat. Big ups. He says, how you an alpha male when you in debt, son? I can't do the NY. Shun.
When you in debt, shun? When you in debt, shun?
Yeah. And see, go back to what Michelle said, because if you got, these men, they be on like this all alpha male, beta male stuff. But if you even question somebody, like now it's like a certain alpha male, he could think that she like challenging him.
Right.
Oh, I'm supposed to be the man. I make more money than you and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Like, so yeah, he had to really just humble himself to receive that message.
That's a strong couple right there. Because I want Michelle, I want you and your husband know that you guys are obviously a strong couple, because that would break up a marriage or relationship. If one person wakes up and realizes they're a slave and the other one's okay with living that way, that's going to be a divorce. So congratulations, for real. Especially a man listening too. Wow, at my age, that's like a plus.
Yeah, that's I'm giving hella credit to that, because like I said, there's a lot of men, they could have responded a totally different way, and then on top of that, you keep listening to him and playing that, and his financial plans is just definitely not going in the same direction. Right. He can start getting mad and upset, jealous, and you know what I mean?
Hyphy, do you know there are people together right now that have children with other people that have never seen each other's personal credit reports ever? Can you believe that? That's bananas.
That's a mad team, boy.
That's bananas. That just like I've never seen my partner. They sleep with them, have kids by them, and if you say, "Have you ever seen your partner's personal credit report?" they would say no. It'd be like, "What?"
Nah, yeah, that's a mad scene, because it's just like you're really not doing your homework as far as going into a relationship. And this is definitely some stuff. If y'all don't know, he's touched on this a lot on the Dating Minus Debt series. Yeah, he's touched on this stuff a lot, and you would just be surprised how many people don't even have these discussions at all. You get me?
Mm-hmm. Looks like we got a question here by.
Oh yeah. I messed up by.
That's all right. Super chat. Go ahead and read that. I can't pronounce the name.
I'm gonna just say if I butcher it, I apologize. Sinai says, you guys mentioned the great advantages men, younger and older, can have when it comes to being debt free. And what ways do you think debt free women have an advantage when it comes to dating? So I'm gonna let you take that one first, LJ.
Okay, so first, it's not. I want you guys. It has nothing to do with man or woman. This is about two people owning themselves, right? You will never date another, because you'll know what it takes to own yourself. But you got to put in some work. But as far as in what ways do I think a debt-free woman has the advantage when it comes to dating? This is the advantage I think they have, right? I know they have, right? With men, they believe getting a woman, it takes you have to have a nice car, jewelry, the latest clothes, where you live, right? But if if this is a debt-free woman, she's going to see the dude roll up in the nice car, the Beamer, whatever the car is, right? And she's going to listen to see if he's making payments. He's not going to know this because guys like this, the people, debt slaves believe making car payments is normal. So she's going to hear that. Then she's probably going to look at his phone and say, hey, is that the new iPhone 13? He probably say, yeah, that's the new one. That's the Max. How much was that? And if he goes, or he guesses, that means he's financing it, because if you pay cash for an iPhone, you would know exactly how much you spent for it. So you'll know right away that he financed a cell phone. And if he financed a cell phone, he's making phone payments, car payments. He's probably making mortgage payments. He's probably got student loan payments. And this is the advantage that women have over, because men are always trying to show off to get the woman. But the woman that's debt-free and speaks the debt-free language, she's going to say, oh, that's a waste of time. That dude got child support, car payments, mortgage payments, student loan payments. Nah, we ain't going nowhere.
I agree with everything you just said. I guess just to further piggyback off of that, in what ways do you think debt-free women have an advantage when it comes to dating? All right, well, it's a huge advantage because you see this whole alpha male, ML team, the man is supposed to be the leader of the house and all that. Well, see, if you're a woman and you got, you're debt-free, you got your finances in order, you don't got to settle for a man who, you basically don't need a man. So your family member is not going to be telling you, you should marry a girl. He work where? Oh, he driving that girl? All that stuff. You're not going to be, that's not going to apply to you. And a great example, for example, we got Cosmic Wisdom, who usually comes around, but that's a real good example of what you're talking about. You're not going to take any mess also.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, when it's time to go, it's time to go. Any little sign, you won't take any mess. So basically, it all comes down to the person that you pick. You will be picking them not because of whatever type of finances or financial incentives they could bring to you. You'll be picking a person because you like them for every things other than their money and anything else financially related, which basically makes it easier for you because you can also go throughout the people that's all the options. You can just really sort through them a little bit easier. So yeah, you'll be picking a partner that you like because you actually like them.
And just even deeper than that, once you get out of debt and you own yourself, you'll never have sex without a condom, ever. So if you get with somebody and you guys about to get wrapped up, excuse me, and then all of a sudden one or the other just was about to let it happen or try to say it's going to happen without a condom, that's a problem. Because first, the person, you got to care about yourself first, because there's something out there called AIDS that will kill you. Nothing overrides that. That would stop the time I have left on earth. So I would never let that happen. And if you get with somebody that's okay, hey, that's a problem. Nope, sorry. That's a sign.
Yeah, so it's many ways. And one thing that we always hear is they say women are paid less in the workforce. Well, see, that's another thing. If you are debt free, now you going in there because you want to work at the place. You don't need to. So now you definitely got some bargaining chips when you come to the table. Hey, whatever the men is being paid, I might want that or even more. Whatever you want. It don't matter what the men are being paid. You're going to get paid what you feel you worth.
It ain't, so crazy how it ain't got nothing to do with men or women getting paid more. Once you walk into a corporation knowing your shit and you have no debt and they run your credit report and they see you have no debt, they're not going to care if you're a woman or a man. They're going to know that and you're there and you got skills. They're going to pay you accordingly, period.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just like the same thing. It's a lot of things that we see the men doing to impress the women in some ways.
Right.
Women, they do some stuff also, but it's just the same thing. All those little stupid games, you don't even got to play them no more.
Nope. You don't have none of that. None of that's on your plate. You don't have to worry about games, somebody fooling around on you behind your back, talking to other people. All that is eliminated. You don't have to worry about none of that. Those usually be debt slaves doing stuff like that. You don't have to deal with that.
Yeah, you don't got to play none of them games
None of
anymore.
that.
That was definitely a real good question. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
man.
You don't have to deal with none of that. Those days are done. Oh, it's a 50. The reason for divorce is because of money. No, it's because of debt. Two slaves,
Yeah,
two debt slaves get together, marry each other, have more kids while they're in debt, go buy a bigger house while they're in debt and get deeper and deeper in debt. Means they work more and more at work away from each other. It's just obvious.
yeah, man. All right, now, I touched on something a little bit earlier. It said, two people that were getting divorced, and now that we just talking about, I'll talk about it now because you're talking about the whole debt thing. So I have a cousin. She's my age, and yeah, pretty much her and her husband. She has a military husband. They appeared to be living the happy life. Just bought the new house in Las Vegas area.
Mm,
Nice, wet and everything.
mm-hmm,
Well, I think about like a little over a year ago, he took a job that's going to be his highest paying job,
mm-hmm,
but it was salary based.
mm-hmm.
So even though I guess he was informed that he would be traveling some and all that, they didn't know it was going to be this bad. They said it's times when my man's is going away from the home for 3 weeks. He ain't even there. Might come back a little bit more. It's some like security job, but yeah, it's like he's just gone so much. And then even when he is around,
Right.
they say he works some mad hours.
See.
Lots of yeah, and then being called in, hey, can you come in early? And none of this overtime. So my cousin, she was expressing to me she vexed about these hours that he's coming in extra, working double shifts and all that, and none of this overtime.
Yeah.
So what they both go on.
No, go ahead. I didn't
Yeah, so what they both assumed was going to be just a real good position because it's his highest paying salary.
Right.
It turned into a whole nightmare.
Money. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, money.
Worthless green pieces of paper. Yeah, and I'm not an idiot. A woman's a human being with feelings and emotions. And if I'm gone 3 weeks, 4 weeks, then I'm even working when I'm home, what do I expect naturally is going to happen? You gotta think about that kind of, that's natural. That's gonna happen.
It makes me think of like the truck driver guys.
Yeah.
The
right.
same thing.
If I was on the road of a truck driver, I just wouldn't have a relationship because I just know I wouldn't be there. That's not only unfair to you, it's unfair to the other person. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, man. And see, you can't okay, even if that thought that you had did come true, it's like you really can't, to a certain extent, yeah, you hold everybody accountable, but the woman she didn't know what she was really signing up for.
Right.
In his team. So that woman didn't know she was going to, she didn't go into it planning on doing it.
And I was thinking about the other day, like when people are married or together, right? And say like one of them goes on vacation and messes around, so the person they're with will never be able to figure out, right, that they did it, right?
Yeah,
because they did it out of town, right? It doesn't. What they don't know is that the only person that needs to know is the person that did it, because that energy is going to change when you come home. Because you can't hide from yourself that you fucked around on the person that you're with. You can't hide that. So the energy is going to change, and usually the people that are with them, they usually can feel this energy, but they ignore it because they can't touch it, or they can't say it's red, or I see it's on you in your pocket, right? The energy is different when your partner goes around and fuck around on you, because they got to bring that back. It's in their brain.
Dang.
So the energy is felt, but they just don't know.
Yeah, man, that's a bad thing. So, and also, I mean, this is just like I said, it's another one. They was bought the home. Both had newer vehicles. On top of him working, she has her own business. But then me and her, we pretty close. So it was multiple times she would ask me, "Hey, anybody that's into this or this, or I'm trying to start my own Amazon business. We're tired of working for other people, blah blah." So even though money was coming in, obviously it wasn't enough to have them where they wanted to be. Right. And they definitely, a lot of teams are financed. spent a nice chunk on the whole wedding thing, and it's all this is yeah, man, coming to an end.
Man, and they probably still making payments on the wedding.
Yeah, probably so. And a fact I didn't mention, but basically they couldn't, they just couldn't conceive for whatever reason, so they adopted a child.
Oh.
Now, I thought this was a mod thing. They spent $40K adopting a child. I thought that was a mad thing.
And now they're gonna get a divorce.
See that might be financed. And one of the things that
I'm thinking about the kid. I'm just thinking about the kid, man. That's
yeah,
man. News, man. That's bad news.
She would definitely express, like, basically, he was never really taking care of the youth, because even when he is home, hey, he working double shifts. You might be tired, whatever. So it's not, co-parenting team. And that was an issue.
Yeah. That's bad news bears right there, man. Sure is.
Yeah. So it's like, now I went from hearing these stories, being older, to now these stories are really coming true. Like, they hitting home.
Now I know people that are listening and say, well, what else am I going to do about it? Get out of debt and you'll see. You will never allow stuff like that to happen. You won't be working ridiculous hours. It definitely won't be working overtime. You won't be doing none of that shit. That shit stops. All of that stops. But first, you got to get out of debt. You have to own yourself. The reason why you're working like that is because you don't own yourself. And if you're listening to this, you're probably thinking, well, what do you mean I don't own myself? Log into your Credit Karma, your Experian, take it and skip over the credit score, go deeper into your credit report. That's a list of all your owners. Those are all the people that own you. Those are all the people are the reason why you're working overtime, spending hours away from your wife or spouse, and wonder why there's infidelity. That's why.
Yeah, man. So that's just another way that finance, even money. It's not just your financial life. It could touch every other thing, and just go all bad. Amani, okay, she just said at the bottom, she said, yeah, wow, can't let jobs and debt break a marriage.
It can easily.
Yeah.
I just feel bad. If one wakes up, I don't care how many years you're together. I don't care how many kids you got. If you wake up and realize you're a slave and you turn to your partner and they won't wake up, that's going to be a problem. I promise you, that's going to be a very big problem.
Yeah. So, even that, I would tie it back to, I believe it was a lady who asked, how can a woman being debt free, benefit? I do remember my cousin. It was more like she kind of moved to his beat, like whatever he wanted to do, she just kind of did, and trusted him so much because he seemed to be like the brains, even though she always had her own income. But now she's told me she definitely would have made some choices differently. She wouldn't have just followed his lead too much.
Right.
And that's probably a finance team.
Well, I think, honestly, when I think about it more as we're talking about, I think if a debt-free woman did what I told and they end up owning themselves, I think this would be more powerful for a woman than a man. Because you got to know, dudes are constantly after the kitty cat, right? But if this woman is debt-free on top of that, she will never be used by dudes. They won't make her feel bad if she wants to have, sex or what it would be what it is. And she would make it clear that she doesn't date debt slaves, right? And if they happen to have sex, she would make it clear, hey, this is not going to lead to any. Can you imagine a woman saying that to a dude? Hey, by the way, if we have sex, I don't want you thinking this is going to end up to something or a relationship. I want to make sure that's clear. We're not going to be getting together. We're always going to use protection, and we're not having children, and I'm not saying your family and my family. Can you imagine that? A dude wouldn't even be able to understand that kind of talk.
Oh yeah. Hey, that's a woman that's really coming with her stuff sorted out. And you know what? A lot of times, those are the women that men be intimidated by.
Correct. That is very correct. That is
I've
very
seen
correct.
that. I've seen that first. I've
Mm-hmm.
even coached a woman, into that, and it definitely came true. A
Yeah.
man who, see a woman who like really got her shit together.
Right.
That's intimidation. So that's when we really start seeing, oh, who's really the alpha male?
And
Okay, go
I
grab
don't
your
want
alpha
dudes,
woman.
I don't want dudes thinking that. I don't want you to think the alpha male, alpha female is the lawyer or the doctor, or she went to a particular college. No, I'm talking about the alpha female is the lawyer or the doctor who is 100% debt free. That's the one. That's the alpha female right there. That's a professional and has no debt, and or maybe own their own business and they're debt free. That's the alpha female. For real.
Yeah, man.
They better be intimidated by a woman like that. They better be.
Yeah, yeah. That's intimidating when you see a woman who got everything together like that.
Oh yeah, if I came across a woman like that, I would know immediately why she's talking like that. But she wouldn't. She would look at me and talk to me and know that I'm different. She would know that I'm not like every other dude. She would know that immediately.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I see. Okay. Amanique, she said men are already intimidated. Going to get worse November
Right.
1st. I got you know how it goes when you sitting on the stream so much and that water start building up. Take one of them little breaks.
Oh yeah. Oh, Malika is good. She's gonna be bad.
Talk about that November 1st. I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh, Monique gonna be bad. Dudes ain't gonna understand it. It's gonna be weird. It's like I can only imagine dudes be like, "Oh, what you think you all that? Hey, whatever, debt slave, whatever. I don't care what you say. I don't care how you feel about me. I don't care what you think I look like. I don't care what debt slaves think. I don't care." Oh, you ain't all that, LJ. Boy, I think I am. That's what I choose to be that. And they, especially when they go, "Oh man, you think?" Hey, I'll stop right there. Say whatever you about to think in your brain. Yes, I'm all that. I'm all that and more. Why? Because you're saying it. I don't believe that, E-Man. You're gonna be in a world of hurt if you believe that. I hope you don't believe that. You're right, Sal. That's the only way. LJ, are your kids debt free? No, they're not. One's on his way. The other two are no. The other one is not. I don't know if he's going to listen or not. But I didn't raise them to be debt free. So alpha and females will die alone if they think they're a man. Well, okay. Alpha female is not going to think she's a man. It has nothing to do with her being a man. That's just that. See that kind of talk? She's an alpha female. You don't. This is what an alpha female is: a professional or somebody got her shit together and she has no debt, no personal debt, none, zero. That is an alpha female. She's not trying to be a man. She's trying to be free. A woman that owns herself, period. No woman can imitate me, be a millionaire. I don't want to. Yeah, women are not trying to imitate anybody. Once you own yourself, put it this way: once you own yourself, you will stop comparing yourself to other people, putting yourself in a category. More women do this, men do that. More women take out student loan debt than men. Who cares? You guys are all debt slaves. It don't matter. It don't matter the percentage of debt slaves that are women that are in student loan debt versus the debt slaves men. You guys are all debt slaves. It doesn't matter. What are you going to do about it to stop being one? What are you going to do about it to stop being in the category? Because whenever they talk about the average, let me tell you what the average is. So you guys, when you guys read through all these articles, the average is millions upon millions upon millions of debt slaves making the same financial decisions as one. You guys do the same thing. So when you hear the average car note, the average credit card payment, the average student loan payment, if you're around in there, they're talking to you, debt slave. They're not talking to me because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, me back. Okay, so yeah, I guess conversation got talked about. What was it, alpha, female, and all that?
Yeah, I just think it's, you guys got to stop separating stuff. It's just who owns themselves or not. It could be a man or a woman, period. It doesn't matter. People
Yeah,
that own
man.
themselves don't date people that don't own themselves. That doesn't happen.
I see Heat 77. He said, "Who is an alpha female?" This is the
I don't
best
know.
answer.
I
You will
got
know one when
my
you run
woman's
into
an
one.
alpha female. My woman is.
You'll know it when you run into one.
Right. I'm with one right now. I'm with an alpha female.
That's the
That's
best
the
way to
only
put it.
woman I would accept. She have to be an alpha female. I wouldn't accept anything less.
Yeah. I mean, over here we really don't even get into all that. Alpha,
Right.
blah blah blah, and
Right.
nah. But yeah, man. So yeah, we're gonna drop. Yeah, the link is in the chat if anybody wants to come up. Whether it be questions related to anything we're saying or just anything else, it's in the chat. You can click the link and come about.
Yeah, jump up anytime.
Yeah, man. Still Q&A Sunday.
I think we try to get people to just a second.
Oh yeah, man. No worries. I got the team. But yeah, I definitely just stay away from all this, alpha stuff and all that. Because, like I said, once you're comfortable with yourself, that stuff don't matter. Once you know what you want and where you're going, none of them things matter.
None of that matters. None of that matters. And Gabriel said, about the manosphere. I remember people trying to stick me in that category. I'm like, hey, man, I'm not in no category. I'm in the SMD category. Period.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Yeah, I see what Senai saying. Yeah. She caught on to it also. Yeah, people get, just people from communities, they get triggered whenever they status gets questioned, challenged, whatever. I don't care about none of that stuff. Like I said, you'll just know one when you run into one, and that's it. You know what I mean? And the best ones probably don't even identify as and stuff. They just are what they are.
I know you just are. You don't really identify yourself with. I don't really walk around and say, "Hey, I'm an alpha female." I just say that because I want the debt slaves to because whatever their version of alpha male means, it means somebody confident or whatever they mean. That's why I just say it, because they believe it. But I want them to understand there's a difference between a debt-free alpha male and a in-debt alpha male. There's a big difference.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's like, you want to really see that's going to be a lot of things to look for once you see one that's in debt and one that's not. Because remember, we had Frenchelle Irving. She came in and
that was
dropped
amazing. That story.
Yeah, man. That's a perfect That's a perfect example. She thought she was dealing with one kind, and it wasn't. And once again, it was about money. The roles.
Hold down for a second. I got to do something.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, the roles turned big time. So yeah, like over here, like I said, there's people that's from that type of community that come over here. I think some people, they even found LJ through those types of channels. But like me, I'm one of the people, I found LJ not from any other channel. I just found LJ from searching for him myself. So all that, whatever it be, the MGTOW community, the Manosphere community, all that stuff, we keep that stuff to a limit over here. And people that know me, y'all know I don't play none of that slander shit, because it usually comes from the men coming in slandering women. Oh, don't ever marry a woman. You'll never be in debt. Yeah, we don't play none of that shit over here. Yeah, smack your blood clot. Let me see where the chat is at. Yeah, NYCFYA, it says, yeah, this is the red. Yeah, this is the real red pill.
Yeah, I got my man. I got my man's hyphy. He's my man in the younger generation. He can keep me informed when I be, not seeing some stuff. And my man hyphy is the background S&D consultant to keep. Hey, that's the, because I'll be following the young shit, right? And sometimes I don't be really understanding some things, and I love the way you help point it out to me, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I just remind everybody, all this YouTube community and stuff, your life is lived off YouTube. That's who you are in real life. Don't ever forget that. Your life is off YouTube. So don't get caught up in all this YouTube stuff, and don't ever
Right.
mistake something that's just for profit and for business and to push a narrative.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
a lot of these people right now, they giving you debt financial advice. That's what but you don't know that if you're in debt. If you're a person that believe you have equity in a house you didn't have money to buy, meaning you have a mortgage, that means you're getting advice from people in debt.
And like this channel, we can't specialize in everything, but this channel just focuses on, like I said, the message SMD, and that's what you get over here.
Hmm.
Yeah, so Andre, yeah, he has said, yeah, this respect first. Yeah, every time you step in a team, whether you're on the panel or the chat, yeah, you better come with respect first, because finances don't decipher, ain't prejudiced towards any gender,
See what he
race,
said there?
color.
See what he
Yeah,
said? See what
no.
Andre said there? You can't be alpha and in debt. You can't do that.
Yeah, the best you could do is fool somebody into believing you alpha.
Exactly. All
Yeah,
you got to do. Oh, you're alpha. You making car payments? Yeah, you ain't alpha. Why? You making car payments? I just told you.
yeah, man. Yeah, you can't be alpha. It don't matter if you got some type of finance occupation. I mean, we didn't have people come up here.
Right. Right.
Yeah, to leave them titles alone.
Yeah, it don't
Just
even matter. It don't matter. You could be. Hey, check this out. If you're a finance professional right now and you're in personal debt, you're just a debt slave selling financial advice. That's all you are. You still in debt. You can't do that.
while all this what is, like, relationship or just anything related to that is coming up, we got any dating minus debt? We got any additions coming to that series? Anytime soon?
I'm gonna start talking about it. I've been like lately. I just been busy in the background getting my tax shit straight because I know 2022 is gonna be my year, and I want to
Mm-hmm.
make sure everything is in place when it happens. Right? I want all the pieces in place. So when it comes, that's my main focus right now to make sure because in order to become wealthy, the taxes must be straight. That's a period. There's no not no miss. I don't misunderstand that at all. It has to be that way. So I'm getting that all straight.
Right, right, yeah. See, like, that's another thing. Like I just said, your life, you don't live on YouTube. Your real life happens off YouTube. You got to
Mhm.
be doing stuff in the background that really determines who you are.
Right.
We got a question at the bottom. Monique, Mama Max, she's asking, how is the book coming along thus far?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Right now, that the book is behind getting the taxes straight. So as soon as I get that, because anything that's on your mind takes up people don't really understand it takes up energy in your brain, your creative energy. And right now my taxes have to be I have to be ready for 2022, so when I do the book and it starts blowing up and selling, everything will be in place for all the money to fall where it's supposed to be falling. Right. I want to make sure when the IRS sees me, they're going to fully understand that I get it. There's not going to be no mistakes. They're going to clearly see that I'm different. The IRS, they're going to clearly see that I'm different, or clearly see that I know. Let me say not different, but that I know.
Yeah, and your stuff is, like you said, the right type of person. Your stuff is going to be done right. You ain't going to be worried about having to buy an audit insurance.
Correct. Yeah.
All those
Hmm.
services they be offering. Yeah.
Yeah. All that. It's so crazy now. When you get out of the debt matrix, man, you see all the businesses selling debt slaves their future because they just don't really understand why, because they don't have one. They're in debt. It's so crazy. Hey, you need some insurance? Well, you better leave your family some money. And it's like, because you just know you don't have any money. That's why they're selling it to you. They know you're not going to have any money for retirement, so they're going to sell you something to make sure you're secure. If you buy this product, you'll be secure in your retirement or whatever. It's
Oh
crazy.
yeah.
Bananas.
Yep.
Bananas. I mean, it's brilliant. It's business. I ain't hating on the companies. That's just business. If they don't trust math, that's just on them.
Yeah, even like this insurance stuff. Even when you go on sites, your Amazons, your eBays, when you check out, they just try to sell you insurance and like even like insurance on products, warranties and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
everything. Because they're taking advantage of the fact that they know the slave. If like put it this way, Hyphy, if you're financing a cell phone, you
Ah,
obviously
shit. Let me block this. Got blood.
you
All
got it.
right.
All
Nah, I'm
right.
gonna get his ass right now.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
going crazy up in there.
Get smacked with my wrench. Keep going, LJ.
All right. If you're walking in there financing a cell phone, you obviously don't have money. So of course they're going to sell you some insurance to cover the phone because they know you don't have the money to buy the phone. So not only you financing a phone, you're buying insurance. They just get them every which way, man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was make sure I had him out the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like yeah. See, I don't even be keeping up on like the latest iPhones, but yeah, that's a my thing. Just constantly like roll. It's like you roll over a car. You just keep rolling it over, rolling it over,
Right.
rolling it over.
I don't even see. So crazy. I don't even see. How's that even legal?
Yeah, man.
How is that even legal? How can you roll? You're gonna finance a new car and they allow you to roll negative equity into the new car. That is bananas to me. That is like, how is that legal? I understand it's business. I don't care, but I'm just like, how is that even legal? Wow, that blows my mind, man.
All right. You know what? I was at Costco a couple weeks ago, and I was just like in the computer area where they got the MacBooks and stuff. So I was just messing around with one of them, and it's the mobile service carriers. They like right next the kiosk.
Yeah.
And so I heard like they was signing up for the service, whatever. So in between, I asked one of the ladies like, "Oh, how much would the phone be if you just want to buy it outright?"
Mm-hmm.
And she said they don't even do that. Yeah, man.
Oh God, damn! They said, "F you, cash buyers. We make more money off of financing phones."
Yeah, we can't even buy the team. I said,
They said they don't even do that.
can't even buy the blood clot team right out. That's
God
mad, boy.
Ooh. That just tells you how much money they're making. If you can turn down cash, that tells you how much money they're making. They're making bread.
But I say, I do think about whenever you go on these cellular provider, these mobile sites now, you never see the phone like the total price of the team. You just see like, hey,
Payment.
it's this price. Yeah, man, a payment.
You see the payment right on by the phone, the monthly payment, right
there.
Yeah. God, I didn't even think about that. I haven't been into an Apple store or electronic store in so long, but I remember that being there. Wow.
Yeah, man. Oh, and another blood clot team. You see, okay, so I know, I know somebody that did this. This whole CPN team where you get like a CPN.
That fake.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so I know it's a situation where somebody got a CPN because they, obviously they getting it because they had horrible credit.
Correct.
Well, I guess. It's supposed to give you a mad crazy credit score. Whatever happened, it must have not worked right.
Right.
Because the person they went to one of like these mom and pop car lots, and they walked off with, he said his interest rate was like 23%. So mind you didn't already pay about like $1,000 for the CPN team.
That's how much they charge for those CPN?
Yeah, man. Bumble clot.
Ooh, they take advantage of debt slaves so bad.
So you pay for the CPN, and mind you pay for a CPN, so you already did one thing illegal because you bought a CPN. Now you're about to go put it on the application. That's another crime.
Oh, that's a crime too. Oh my God, that sure is a crime. Sure is.
Boy. And so yeah, it's still like really, I guess it didn't work that well because you got a 22% interest rate. So I can only imagine what the score was because 22% interest rate, that sounds like 500, 600 something, I would guess. But then okay, they had to get insurance tied into the car payment.
God, that is just it's business. All right. But when you do a CPN, this is what if you new to the channel and you doing CPN, let me tell you something. The reason why you're looking for a CPN is because you're in debt. That's why you're obviously running from something, because people that have money and understand money, you don't mess with that. Figure out why you need a CPN. Don't go get one. Figure out why you want one. It'll be just log into your credit report with your social security number. It will tell you why you want a CPN. That's why. But when they sell you that's criminals. They sell you CPNs. All right. Okay. That's what it is. All right. They're selling you something that you can't. That's illegal. Okay. I don't care what they tell you. That just don't do that. Oh my goodness gracious. That is just. Oh
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we had Greek surgeon come on. I'm gonna wrap up that little story a little bit quick, but yeah, I had so you got the car, you had to buy the insurance, but then he also had to get other insurance, like outside. He had to get outside insurance also, because I guess
the gap insurance.
Yeah. You had to get the gap team.
Hey, what's up, LJ?
Wagwan. Let me hurry and finish this little story, and I'm gonna let you go, Greek. Wagwan.
Okay.
So basically he got now Andre said, oh, did he get a Hellcat? No, he wanted to get a Charger, but I guess they didn't have any at the lot, and he was just so anxious to get a vehicle.
How did Andre know it was in the
Because all these blood.
How did you know it was in the Dodge family? You PCA.
All these mother sucks. They be wanting these Dodge vehicles. So he got a Mercedes, and then last thing I know, he said he had paid like a good amount, but he said he seen that the principal was not moving. So he said, that was a mad thing. It was a Mercedes AMG. The engine ended up blowing, all that other stuff. Yeah, it was just a disaster. That was a bad thing, boy.
You probably bought it at a buy here, pay here place.
Yeah, one of them spots. But that was just like another little story we've been laughing at. So all right, hold on. We gonna let Greek surgeon come on because he's in the background now. So big ups yourself. Wagwan.
What's up, Geek? You on mute? Geek surgeon. If you're talking, you're on mute, Geek surgeon.
Well, while he's trying to get his team fixed, Sinai, she said, have you always been so confident and assertive, LJ, or did that come about after you became debt free?
No, I've always been assertive and confident. So I've always been like that, but it just grew stronger once I became debt free, because now I know I own myself. I always believed in myself, but the whole time I didn't know I didn't own myself. So now it's like frosting on top of it. So that's a great question, though.
Yeah, I don't know if you got like a little lag, Greek. Yeah, I don't know why.
Let me remove him, see if he come back in.
Yeah. Then I see we got. Yeah, now we getting a webcam up in the chat. Let me make sure I just got this team blocked.
I guess I'm getting popular if they start to
man.
I guess I'm getting popular, right?
Yeah. Trying to promote your blood clot services.
Because I know I don't get that.
Greek,
if
you listen in the background, Greek, just come back in. But you got her question, LJ?
Question?
Sinai, cover her question fully.
Oh, did I? Oh yeah, I told her. I said, yeah, I've always been this way. Just owning myself was just frosting on the cake. That's it. Once I owned myself, it just catapulted. And not in a negative way. Just I'm me. I don't really, and also I don't care with debt slaves. If they don't own themselves, I don't really care the opinions of people that don't own themselves. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, myself. See that that whole stuff they talking about, the alpha and all that. I've just never gotten into none of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I've just been told I walk with confidence naturally. So I said whatever I've been doing, so I just keep doing it. Don't even start divulging into none of that stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just keep doing what you're doing. You got it naturally. I agree. Try coming off mute.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. How's everybody?
Good, man. What's going on?
Oh, I'm getting a delay.
Oh yeah, it's probably delay on your end. I we hear you though. If, we just kind of work it a little bit.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, man. We got like little delay on your end.
It must be. Hello? Oh, okay. Y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Oh,
just
okay.
go ahead and talk, man. There is a delay though.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna say this real quick and just pop off. What? Okay. All right. Well, I heard you guys talk about the CPNs, and I just wanted to say the reason why people use CPNs, they've been using them incorrectly. They've been pretty much using them the same as the Social Security number, and there's a public and private side. So when you use a CPN, you're using the CPN to stay private if you're gonna finance stuff, dealing in business in the business world in the public. So that's why people use it, because really technically we're not supposed to use the Social Security number, but that's a whole nother conversation. I just want to speak about that real quick.
Only only debt slaves use CPNs because they're hiding from something. Hide. That's why they want it hid, because they're hiding from something.
I have to give you a little that true and not true.
Give me an example.
You use a CPN basically to be private, because everything in the public is used by a Social Security number.
Who told you
So
that?
okay, for instance, you say you apply for a driver's license for this is I've been doing some reading on public and
Gotcha.
private,
Okay.
but I would never use it a CPN. Like if I'm going to use it, say like I'm getting a driver's license, I'll probably use that. But you had to do your own research. Let me put that out there. Do your own research. But I would agree, you would not use the CPN irresponsibly, like you're financing stuff. You use it just to stay private. Say if for instance you're applying for a job, or you're applying for, I don't know, whatever else you use in the public on a regular basis. Like say like for instance, I don't know, what's something you use for your Social Security number on a regular basis?
Everything. Everything financial.
Oh, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Congress owns your Social Security number, so I don't want to be owned.
Oh, so you think if you
So
use a
that's why you get a
CPN, you're not going to be
CPN
owned?
number, so to give the government notice that you will be private.
So you think a CPN is going to
Yeah,
hide you from the
because
government?
you're taking a hold of your own business, which is business of you. It doesn't hide you. I mean, they know who you are. They always gonna know who you are. You're just operating differently. Instead of operating as a regular slave, now you're owning yourself,
Are you
because you're
sure you've
using the
never used a
CPN,
CPN, Geek
because
Surgeon?
originally the Social Security number never was supposed to be used the way we're using it today. I'm
All
in the
right.
process of getting me a CPN.
You what?
All right. He said he's in the process of getting a CPN. Listen, I just got to
I said I'm
cut.
in the process of getting a CPN.
Yeah, I just got to slice and dice straight through. Straight through it. Greek. Is there some type of Afrocentric, hotep, pro-black type philosophy that you come in with? And the reason I ask, because I hear only those people coming up with this type of stuff all the
No,
time.
no, I'm coming. No, this is one gentleman. I really don't want to say it, shout it, another person's YouTube site
Because
on here, but
I might
I
know him,
follow
huh?
him, and he talks about public and private all the time, and you probably do, brother Yusuf El.
What? All right. What community is it from?
He was I think he was a Moor or
All right, hey,
like
you now you see
years
why I
ago,
said this is some type of
been studying public for like the
Afrocentric
last 15 years.
Hotep. I knew that where this was going, but keep going. I already
No,
knew.
it's not. I have to push back. It's not. It's not. It's not. Not the way he teaches it. It is not Hotep, whatever. He's all about freedom. Which like LJ always talk about owning yourself. That's what he talks about. Owning yourself.
No, but
Geek Surgeon, are
I
you
want you to
debt-free,
keep
man?
explaining.
Oh. Okay. So again, Congress had back in 1933, they took us off the gold standard. Oh, never mind. Let me not even talk about it. Skip it.
Yeah, don't talk about that. I don't want to hear about
LJ's face.
Right. I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear about the gold standard. I don't want to hear about all the debt slaves be talking about. Hey,
right.
No currency exists for debt slaves. Nothing at all. It doesn't matter if it was backed by. It doesn't matter if it was backed by platinum. It doesn't matter.
No, I agree with that. That really doesn't matter. But that put it this way. Let me sum it up this way.
Are you in debt? Geek Surgeon? Are you in debt?
The debt matrix started.
Are you in debt?
I'm like $3,000 away from being out of debt.
I'm telling you that you're talking like a debt. You're talking like a debt slave when you say stuff like that. Okay, you're slave splaining.
Okay,
you're doing a lot of slave splaining, man. You're saying a lot of slave things, man, and it's concerning.
I understand. I understand. I understand the way it sounds.
I'm doing this. I'm saying this for you, Geek Surgeon, because I want you to grow from this. I want you to get out of that. I want you to understand that you're slave splaining. You're slave splaining. And you're talking about CPNs and all this other stuff, man. That's slave splaining, okay?
I see that they call me slave surgeon. Okay. Okay. I mean,
hey, it's not me saying it. Okay,
it's probably one of those type of conversations we have to have in private because that's what it's about, public and private. So.
Oh, geek.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, look, geek.
If I sound like a slave right now, I'm not. I see what you're.
All right. Well, look, I'm gonna just ask you this question. Mind you, it's still a delay, but all right. So you don't gotta pay to get the SSN to use it. So why do you, if you're supposed to use a CPN and you got the right to, why do you have to pay for it?
You don't. That's what I'm telling you. That's business. Like LJ say, that's business. You shouldn't have to pay for a CPN. That's business.
Yeah, this is a mad team. Boy, this is mad. So So what you basically saying it's a way to get the CPN for free, and now how do you decipher on which which applicate or whatever you put your SSN on? How do you decipher on where to use the CPN and where to use the SSN? How do you decipher?
You have to do research on those numbers or whatever state your Social Security ever originated from, and have to make sure that it's clean. Because a lot of people sell CPNs, and it's somebody's real Social Security number, and people have been going to jail for that. That's where the fraud comes
in. Okay, so so you just had the same way you give an SSN naturally, as a U.S. citizen, but you're not given a CPN. You're saying you got to go and buy the CPN, correct?
No, I'm saying you have to go get the CPN yourself.
Where do you get it from? The CPN head office?
There's ways you get the CPN. No, there's sites where you can actually do research on these numbers that's CPNs. You have to make sure that they're clean.
Is it next to the Social Security office?
Generators and different type of stuff, but you have to make sure you research the state's database to make sure.
Yeah, boy,
Yeah, it's a bad delay. It's bad.
Yeah, it's the delay, and then like I said, just where this is all coming from. I mean, I deal with these type of people. I've been dealing with these type of people for years, unfortunately. But you got like any other slide? I mean, what? What would you recommend us to?
I just want to push back on that. I mean that you can go to. I don't want to shout nobody's website, but you do the research.
I don't want to know anything about it. I don't want to
if
know
you decide to
about
go that route. But
I don't want to know anything about it. You guys keep doing what you guys do. Keep doing what you guys do. Be public, private,
with everything
semi-private.
LJ is saying.
You guys do all that.
And I'm not.
All right, man. I'm sorry, Geek Man. It's a little too delayed, man. It's taking up a lot of time. So, hey, man, we'll come back when your connection's better, okay?
All right, we had a super chat come true, so yeah, definitely let me adjust. Okay, NYC Evolved AEA, he came true again. He said, "Don't feel bad. The name slave surgeon could be good. Once you get out of the debt, you can help LJ Hyphy operate on the shelves to get healthy, Shun."
The slaves to get healthy. You know what? To hear him talk like that, first of all, I'm surprised because I know Geek Surgeon's a follower, right? But then I hear him coming up trying to justify.
I'll be right back, LJ. Keep going.
Yeah. When I hear you try to justify a CPN, Geek Surgeon, it tells me a lot about you. Okay. CPNs are for people that are running from their SSNs. Okay. They're running from their social. It's not public, private. If you really believe a CPN is going to shed you, hide you from the government issuing the people that issued your social security number, you think some mystery number sold by some mystery person is going to shield you from that. That is not true. They're going to financially abuse you because they know debt slaves are the only ones looking for CPNs. Hey, you got to do your research. I want to do research. I already know. I don't have to do any research on CPNs. Anybody talking to you about a CPN, all you got to do is turn to them and say, "Do you got student loan debt?" Yeah, that's why you're looking for a CPN. You got credit card debt? Yeah, that's why you're looking for a CPN. That's why. You guys got to stop talking about when the gold fell off on the dollar back in 71. Why are you talking about something that happened 40, 50 years ago? Why are you talking about that? What they got to do with you? You guys got to stop running and hiding, and you guys owe money. Of course, they're going to keep coming after you, garnishing your checks and taking your money, and because you're runaway debt slaves. You can't be borrowing people's money and then not paying it back. They're coming after you, debt slaves. You're going to borrow and think you just run away? No, you are owned. They own you until they get their money back. Not even a CPN is going to hide you from that. Your CPN is going to hide you from your debt. Does your CPN change what's on your credit report? Does it change it? Then what are you doing? You ain't doing nothing. You guys only think you're doing something. You're not doing nothing. People are making money off of you selling you illegal numbers. Soon as you run the CPN, they're going to know you're a debt slave trying to get over on something, and they're going to charge you accordingly through interest rates because you don't know. And then when your taxes don't make sense, and you report your income to the IRS because the stuff you're doing, that's not going to make sense either. And then the IRS is going to knock on your door and say, "Hey, what you sent in doesn't make any mathematical sense. You got to explain that. Explain it." And then guess what? You're not going to be able to explain it mathematically. You're not. But they already know that. If they're sending you a letter, they already know something that you don't know. Obviously, that's why they're reaching out to you. You're doing something wrong.
And see, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm back.
Agreeing with Geek said that, not justifying it, not saying getting a CPN to hide away from the debt. It's to operate in. Okay, let's just get off that. Let's just. Why don't you tell you what? Why don't you just operate under your Social Security number?
All right. See, I was just about to further touch on that because let's just use his thing. The reason that people do it, or you're supposed to do it like that, but we could go by real world example because the information he just gave us, I'm not saying that it's true. I don't know, but I've never heard that before. So why is it that most people who even inquire about CPN, why is it they're doing it for a reason not related to privacy? They're doing it strictly for, because they have credit issues.
Right. Exactly.
So we still not addressing the real root of the problem. So if you're using a CPN, you're not using it for the right reason. So you're still not addressing your financial issues. So what are you basically going to use a CPN because you abused the SSN and now you got horrible credit?
Mm-hmm. And anybody coming in the room right now, I'm just telling you right now, CPNs are for debt slaves. Okay. Period. Doesn't matter what you think, public, private, something, whatever the people that told you what it's going to do, that's selling it to you, because that's the only way that information can come from. Somebody selling CPNs are telling people, hey, you can be private under business, or you can, because Social Security numbers are public, anybody, but they can't. Whoever they're gonna say and do anything you want to buy the CPN. All right, I promise you.
Yeah, so that's the real thing that needs to be addressed is, why is a person using a CPN? Because like I said, most of the time, that's exactly what it is. It's because the person has credit issues.
All right, man, we got to wrap this up, man. We're going on 3 hours.
We definitely there. And, just before we get up out, because the last thing I was going to say, see, I knew it was, definitely going to come around, but these, I'm sorry, but these are just, hoteps, Afrocentrics, Olmecs, new age Aboriginals that come around and they just got these philosophies for everything is, just these weird philosophies. Black people created everything and we was kings and we was here first and all that.
Right.
You could be tax sovereign and you don't gotta get a driver's license because you don't buy all this weird stuff these communities be coming with. And then you got people that start believing in stuff, and this is how we get these weird philosophies. So keep believing these weird philosophies. Black woman is God, and we're the original Olmecs, all this stuff. This stuff is delusional. And it's like people, you worried about your privacy. Like, homie, your privacy is definitely not out there, because don't you know the debt that you have, that stuff is probably publicly traded somewhere.
Yes,
you ain't maintaining no type of privacy.
Mm-hmm.
So we could.
You think they can remain private when they're publicly traded? Debt slaves are publicly traded.
You all over.
Not when you're publicly traded. No, you can't be.
You all over the place. Stop listening to your Brother Polites and Umar Johnsons, and put down your Ivan Van Sertima books and all that stuff.
Dudes, man. I can't listen.
Man. You need to get yourself right. But so like we were saying, we're gonna wrap this thing up. We almost 3 hours in. We definitely gonna have we'll just say like a part 2 to this, because I definitely have some other stuff to get to. So we don't know exactly when, but we'll just come back another time with a part 2. Maybe next time y'all have some, other people maybe have questions or want to elaborate on some other stuff as well. So this another Q&A Sunday. I'm glad I was, able to come in and spice it up. I'm gonna let LJ, I'm gonna sign out so you get the last words and stuff. Handle it.
Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Hyphy put this together, man. He reached out to me and said he wanted to do something different. And I like working with Hype because he got the younger perspective to switch up things, but keep it SMD, but switch it up to where, people are asking me questions and, and I don't, and every now and then I don't mind these Bitcoin CPN type of questions. I want you guys to hear the real answer from all that stuff. That stuff is just to sell you stuff. Okay. You guys don't know money doesn't exist for you. No currency exists for you guys. You guys don't know that. That's why they sell you that stuff. Okay. And it's just business. Hey, if they're selling you CPNs and it's legal here, it's not, hey, whatever. Hey, if you guys want to buy it, whatever. It's business. But if you want the real answer, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get the real answer. And if you're coming up slave splaining, I'm going to tell you that you're slave splaining. It's not to make you feel bad. It's to just to let you know you're doing like you're saying stuff like all the other slaves. And I don't want you to be like all the other debt slaves. I just don't want you guys to be that now. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm at, hey, are you in debt? Because you're talking like a debt slave, just doesn't saying things that don't make any sense. And if you're a believer in Bitcoin, I remember earlier was talking about Bitcoin and hey, what do you mean it doesn't exist? It's like $2 billion and something. Who told you that? Google? Who told you that? What office did you go to? It doesn't exist. Anyway, like I said, if you ever want to own yourself, SMD channel is the way you're supposed to be. You're going to get perspectives from all ages. SMD members are all ages. It doesn't matter. I want you to come to the channel and say, oh, look at LJ. He's 50. Nobody does it that way anymore. And then when man Hyphy comes on, he's 30s. He's the same age as you. Now what? What else excuse you got now? Now here's one that's talking just like me and he's your age. It doesn't matter. They don't know that it doesn't matter if you trust math, but whatever, right? You just got to appeal to the debt slaves. Okay, somebody's your age. Now he's doing what? Now, too young. I got Gabriel. He's in his early 20s. Here. Now what? See, they ain't got no excuse. But anyway, thank you, everybody. Much appreciated. SMD is growing. 2022 will be my year to blow up. SMD blow up. So thank you, everybody, for joining. You have a wonderful evening. Until next time. Thank you, Hyphy, for doing the show. And we're most definitely going to do part 2. He's going to reach out to me when we're ready, and we're going to get started. All right, until next time. Later.